This is Roland Campos. After years of living in New York City,
he's experienced it all.
From burgers to bonbons, Roland has taken more than a bite out of the Big Apple. He comes to you today,
ready to rate all of New York City's food.
This is the Food Court.
Hello. Welcome to another edition of the Food Court. We do have a busy show. If you have any questions, call in at 866-969-1969. It's 866-969-1969. Of course, I have the Cuban, my co-host, Carl Ruiz.
Hola.
And we have Josh Orseski sitting in.
Ozerski.
Here we go. The show's already going downhill.
Yeah. And we have the Corona God himself, Dominic Ansel.
Hi, guys. Thank you for having me here.
Thank you for coming, though. I mean, I just ate your... What did we just eat? It was so delicious.
That was the cannoli?
The cannoli. It's cannoli de Bordeaux. It's one of our bestseller, actually. It's like this flan crepe batter that's cooked in a copper mold, and it has like a caramelized shell outside.
It's so delicious. And we're going to be talking to...
I wish his accent was like on my Apple. It is 12 o'clock.
Yeah, we're going to be tasting the Corona in a few minutes. But
I've never had the Corona.
Yeah,
I'm you know that I am
really?
Yes, A-list New York food writer.
Time Magazine.
Yeah, Esquire.
Esquire, yeah.
But the Cronut, Dominique, and I went in to pay homage. But you know what? Your non-Cronut items are so good that it was more than a consolation.
Yes, actually, what you had last time, Josh, was one of my favorite. The DK stands for Dominique's Cunyaman. It's like this flaky, caramelized croissant, and this is our bestseller. We've been selling out since we opened the bakery, and it is still my favorite.
Yeah, I can't believe people don't realize that how amazing you're, like one of the top pastry chefs in America. I mean, just not with the Cronut, but you're just famous for the
Enough with the
Cronut.
How did you start?
How did I start? Well, the idea was, how did I start the Cronut?
No, your career. I mean, I'm sure you didn't wake up one day, stay in a Motel 6 and make a fucking Cronut.
No, not really. When I was young, I loved to cook at home with my father, actually. And after school, I decided on just starting my career as a chef. I was working in a restaurant for 2 years, and then in a bakery for a year. After this, I went to my military service in South America. And then I came back.
Back up. You commando?
Hold on, Chef Jason Bourne. How exactly did you go from making pâte choux to shooting people?
Well, I was not shooting anyone, but at my age, back in France, the military service was mandatory. So I had to go do my military service. And
I didn't know it was mandatory service. What do you guys do, like guard the grapes in Bordeaux?
Well, we have like a special center in French Guiana, actually in South America.
Okay.
And so there's a military camp there. So I was called to go there, and I was actually working in the kitchen, believe it or not.
Well, they're smart to use the resources that way. That's crazy.
So after my military service, I...
Josh, stop Facebooking the fucking Cronut.
Not Facebook, it's
just Instagram. He really wants to eat it.
I want to get credit for being in the same room.
After my military service, I came back to France. I bought a car with all my savings. And
what kind of car?
A really tiny French car.
What was it called? The fuck you?
It's called a Renault.
The Renault, same thing.
Renault 5, and it was very cheap, like $1,000. And I drove to Paris, not knowing anyone, and I just dropped off resume in bakeries. I did not even know where I was going.
How did you choose bakeries? What was it? Because I've been a chef for 25 years, and I hate pastry. I'm not scientific.
How can you hate pastry?
I'm not good at it. I'm awful at it.
How about eating it?
I look at me. I'm like a veal.
Well, pastry, like... To me, the beginning was cooking. I really love cooking. Then pastry was just an extension of cooking.
Right.
Pastry is a lot more scientific. It's a lot more technical, and I really love this aspect of
cooking. You're saying I'm stupid.
So
Can I ask Dominique a pastry-related question?
Yes, of course you can.
Dominique, here's a question for you that I have. It seems to me that there is you're an exception to this, but there seems to be a strange gender divide in the pastry world. The women all make delicious pies and cakes and cobblers, like things that people actually like, and the men all make freakish and grotesque concoctions, horrible savory tweels, bizarre powders, revolting mustard ice creams. Now, why is it that men insist on making bad dessert?
I don't even know if it's man or woman, but
Oh, it is.
I would say there's a lot more subtlety in a woman, especially when it comes to pastry. A lot of the people that work for me, since I'm in the States, are actually women, and they're a lot more delicate. They have better taste, and they're more refined than guys in general.
All right, well, there you have it.
So he shut you the fuck up, didn't he?
No, he agrees with me.
What happened when
Wasn't that him agreeing with me?
What happened when you went in for a cronut? You said it was a consolation that everything else was so good.
I tried to come in and I figured I do my boss big shot routine. It's one of the reasons everyone hates me. And I figured I'd come in and say hello and I happen to have a cronut hidden away, It works sometimes. I once had a guy in Dallas moved a panel out of the bar and gave me a 23-year-old Pappy Van Winkle shot. Ooh. So I thought that might work this time. The fact is, they go out by 8 o'clock in the morning. You run out of them, right?
We run out about an hour and a half after opening the shop, so 9:30.
Yeah, I saw Questlove was begging for one too. Questlove, Fallon, everybody in the mayor's office.
What kind of pressure does that put on you as a chef and as a business owner that your fucking donuts are on Craigslist?
Well, the pressure, that's the one I give to myself. It's very important for me to satisfy as many customers as we can. So
it's only 200, right?
About 300 now. So we've upped the
Can't
production.
you buy another oven or something now?
It's so French of you. It's now it's 201.
How do you feel when Jay Leno made a joke about your cronuts? So, he made a joke about the line.
Yeah.
Did you go, okay, I finally made it with the cronuts?
I mean, it's fun. People talk about it. It's something good. It's a pastry, and people talk about it. Also, it's important once again for me to serve as many people as we can. We have a very, very tiny kitchen.
Right.
And we do as much as we can, but we also have so many great items on the menu, like the DK, the Kunyaman, or the cannelé, and all the other fresh pastries that we have, and I want to keep doing this.
How much is a cronut?
It's $5 each.
Why don't you charge $25 for it?
Because
people would still pay.
I want to be fair with everyone. I think this is the price you should pay for a cronut, and I want people to buy a fair price for a good product.
Very smart answer.
Here's
the
the LA
NSA is not going to check your
cronut.
emails after saying that.
Here's the LA version of the cronut. What do you think of that? It looks pretty bad.
Well, I don't know. Our cronut is something very specific. We actually trademarked the word cronut, and I don't want people to get confused with what's out there. We have our own recipe. It's very specific. I work on the recipe for about 2 months and 10 different batches, and we came up with a product that was beautiful, and we want to keep it, and we want to make sure people don't get confused with what's out there.
Yeah, we have a call from Bill. He wants to ask about the cronuts.
Yeah, I was just curious about
Is his phone freaking?
Yeah, I guess so. Let's go to the E-Tracker in Texas.
Yeah, what is it about crow testicles that the New Yorkers are going crazy about?
All right.
That's not funny. She waited all that time, and that was the joke.
I guess. Well, at least we hope she gets in a massive accident. Dummy. That's what you get for saying bad
Your
things.
brother's the best kisser you've ever seen.
Yeah, but we might as well try the cronuts now, pass them out to us three.
I think we should.
I'm ready.
Is it really going to be? Well, there's 6 pieces here. Well, this one's not cut. Well, here, I'll just eat this now.
Why don't you make more? I don't understand. How come? Why don't you make more cronuts?
It's a fair question.
Why do I make more? Because we have a large selection of pastries, and we have so many beautiful things. We have a very small kitchen. I want to keep doing what we do at the bakery. I want people to come for other things as well.
So you're worried you'll just become a cronut store?
Yeah, this is what I don't want.
Right.
I don't want only be doing cronuts.
What happens if a cronut store gets built 2 blocks away from you? They figure out what you're doing, and now nobody's lining up anymore because
Sam, this isn't Radio Shack. This isn't Radio Shack, Sam.
Explain it to me.
He's as French as Zorro is Mexican.
So another French guy can't make cronuts?
No,
they're not here.
There's a. I don't know if you know.
What's important to know is that we trademark the word cronut.
You did?
Yeah, we did. So we want to keep our creation and our product preserved from what's out there.
Dominique, you are a fucking genius.
Thank you. I've been
my
told this
God,
before.
Is this a new flavor for July?
Yes, actually, this is the blackberry and lime.
Oh my God!
Wow.
So you can see the dough is very, very flaky, like almost like a croissant dough.
The cinnamon and the sugar
very
just
similar.
melts.
And the cream is very light inside. There is a fresh blackberry jam, and it's rolled in lime sugar.
When you bite into it, you get the burst of flavor. It's beyond. I'll wait 5 hours in line for this.
Oh my God, it's already gone. What do you guys happening here?
I don't know what you expected. This was
what's funny? Even though that cronut was delicious,
oh my God,
whatever that is, I love it.
Okay,
I'm going to go out.
I'm gonna tell you, I get it, I understand it, but I enjoyed that as a chef. That was perfect.
And the other one's even better. The MK or whatever.
The DK.
The DK.
Oh, that's amazing.
Okay, this was the first time I ever had the cronut. I'm going to go ahead and say, I'm not in love with it. I mean, I don't eat jelly donuts. I do. I like salty and savory and light and buttery, and that's all those things. But I'm not feeling all the sweet filling. I don't look for that in a
I like it. I think it's great. I understand it. It's great. It's not greasy. It's not. It hits all the marks.
Perfect.
But whatever the fuck that thing is.
You want another one?
Yes.
Yeah.
So this is the
amazing.
The cannoli de Bordeaux.
Don't curse at me in another language.
It is
I
like,
think this
it is like a
fan-
flan crepe batter that's been cooked
This is one of the best things
mold.
I've ever had.
You should see when they first come out, too.
I mean, if you ever want to have a picnic, this is what you want to have as a dessert. It's perfect.
It is perfect.
It's absolutely
like
perfect.
Small, like 2-3 bites.
The texture.
I actually have one every afternoon.
They have also, you get like hot black coffee and one of those.
But you get that eggy thing in which I love about French pastry. I think this is better than a cronut. And I'm sorry,
so,
I know that you know you're.
No. You know, actually, the DK, the Cunyaman is my favorite. Like, it is like this flaky caramelized croissant. It is a specialty from Brittany in France. And my version is different. It's a lot lighter. There's a lot less butter, a lot less sugar, and
delicious.
you can eat it all day.
Yeah, we have Frank from Brooklyn has a question about it. He was online for a cronut. Frank?
Hey, what's up, guys? How you doing? Love the cronuts, man. I was online for an hour and a half last week, and just the pleasant surprise. I never had one before, but I ate two in like 30 seconds.
Perfect.
Just tremendous, you know. And the guys there that work there, they're all nice guys, and it seems like, you know, they have a lot of other items, and I'm looking forward to trying some other ones. It sounds like you guys like them.
Do you worry that, like...
So that was
Josh was hitting
I'm already in the bag.
Yeah. But did you almost had a fight break out, though, in the cronut line that you take care of? Because people were just getting nasty?
Well, there's people that...
assholes, we call them.
There's people that try to get in line, or... it was in the beginning. It was difficult for me to manage. I was in the kitchen. Keep in mind that we're only 6 people inside the shop, and there were about like 250 outside. We have 3 people up front, 3 people in the kitchen every day, and there were about 250 of them outside. So we really try our best to serve everybody the best we can.
Yeah, I go there a lot. It's delicious. I mean, your people are so nice all the time.
Yeah, I'm there every morning, opening the door and welcoming everybody. It is important.
This is a violent city, though. If I'm not mistaken, it was in front of this building that a man literally stabbed someone to death to get a gyro.
What?
Yeah, there was the white sauce was so delicious that someone. This is a true story. It was in front of this building. It happened.
Shut up.
Imagine what they would do for a cronut.
Let me ask you a question. Have any of your employees turned into assholes once you got really busy? Because I own restaurants, and what happens is, you know, we get on TV, we do something, and then all of a sudden it's packed, and then that great manager thinks that he invented the cronut.
No. People, my staff is very kind. They really understand what we're doing, and I really customer service to me is very important. And I really expect them to explain everything to our customers, the way we sell it, the way to eat it, the way to pre-order it, because we take a few pre-order. There's like
what dictates a pre-order?
So we take pre-orders 2 weeks in advance, every Mondays at 11 o'clock if you call the shop. you can get pre-orders. But it's pretty hard for us. We're still a small bakery in Manhattan, you know. We only have one phone line, and we have hundreds of people calling. So don't all call on Monday 11.
This is a blogger's paradise. It's almost, you can almost say, like, listen, I mean, I've been in the food business my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
And now things like this are unbelievable. It feeds people. Only one phone line, only 4 employees, only this. Makes people even more rabid and rabid and rabid. What I'm scared of, because I eat your product and I think it's fantastic, is New York also has a dragon tail. And what's going to happen when they decide, fuck the cronut?
Yeah, the cronut backlash. That's coming for sure.
Well,
I'm terrified of it.
I'm not at all.
Because I think your food's great.
We were doing amazing before the cronut, and even if the cronut ends tomorrow, we'll still be doing amazing.
No, I know doing amazing, but one thing is doing amazing, and one thing is selling someone's fucking cronuts on Craigslist.
Yeah, this can't sustain. But I don't think you want it. Like, I remember when Eric was doing surf and turf at La Bernardin, and like 70% of the orders were like he just had to take it off the menu. You probably don't want to be just nothing but the cronut man.
Yeah, exactly. That's why we like limit ourselves to 300 every day, because we reach the maximum capacity, and also we want to keep doing all the other like beautiful items.
Very smart.
Yeah, because your chocolate croissants are to die for.
Thank you.
Yeah, I eat 3 a week. I work out and then walk to your bakery and eat 3, then walk home in shame.
Walk 3 a week or 3 a day?
3 a week though. Like,
tell me you don't stop and get a bacon, egg, and cheese sandwich.
You're like a talking fucking seal.
I do. I try to go, I'm going to eat 1, and then I had your iced coffee. I go, oh, it's delicious. I walk by pizza. I go, I'll have a slice to build my dinner. And then I realize I go home and I cry, and then I have another chocolate croissant.
I wander East Village. I'm like, God, why doesn't Josh have an app yet that I can just find out what he likes to eat? Yeah. Like that pizza thing he had that he pissed everybody off.
Yeah, we have
this is good pizza.
We have another call. Pizza. It's 866-969-1969. Peter from New York. It better be good. Don't be an ass.
Hello.
Ass. Hello.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes. Verizon.
Chef Ansel, it's a pleasure to be speaking with you.
Thank you. Thank you for calling.
I wanted to congratulate you on the enormity of your success. And actually, we have a mutual friend who actually I was assisting you with finding the bakery, Miss Estelle Lamont.
Mr. Who, sorry?
Estelle Lamont, who was the...
This call's not going the way he hoped.
L'Atelier.
Okay.
Do you know him?
He doesn't know you, asshole.
See you later.
Next. Hey, Ron from Maryland. What's up?
Ron.
Hey.
Well, you know him, too? Shut up.
Cronut sounds a lot like donut. Aren't you?
All right, bye-bye, Ron. You're just a fucking asshole,
high
too.
call of caller.
I know. These guys are assholes. But, I mean, I'll tell them right to their faces. Are you guys... Is there like a next thing you're trying to invent or trying to create, or you just keep on? I mean, you have amazing products anyways.
I mean, I always, since we opened the bakery, keep on creating new things.
Could you make a necklace out of these things for my...
For you,
so
yeah,
I can walk
sure.
around with an amulet?
You look cute with that.
It could be like a fat guy's emergency, like for low blood sugar, we just eat one.
Fat guy necklace? Yeah. That's delicious.
So I constantly try to push myself to create new things. We're doing this something fun for the summer. When I was in Istanbul a couple of years ago, I had this chewy ice cream consistency. They beat the ice cream, and it's like it's
chewy ice cream.
Yeah, chewy ice cream. Oh. That was very fun. So I really want to do something like similar. So I've been working on a frozen s'mores.
Wow.
It
sounds like an Iron Chef episode.
So it's based on a marshmallow that you can freeze. That is actually like very chewy. Inside, I put a vanilla ice cream coated with some chocolate crunch on the outside. So this is inside the marshmallow, and I put this on a stick that I smoke. I smoke a stick of wood, and I stab the marshmallow with it, and we'll be torching it to order. And I will hand it to you. So instead of having a cone, instead of having like a cup, you will handing a stick of marshmallow ice cream.
When are you going to start doing that for the store?
Probably very soon, in a couple of weeks.
Oh, wow.
Why don't you just open a cronut store, like down the block? And that way you could have your bakery and sell a ton of cronuts.
I love the bakery. I love the product we do, and
you can do both.
He's French, Sam.
Then you'll never
understand. You'll never understand.
He's up at 3 a.m. every day.
This whole country thinks blue lobsters taste better.
What, they don't?
No.
I never even seen
Fresh fucking lobsters taste better.
These are delicious.
I would open a cronut store.
Of course you do, but you're not him.
No, I'm not.
Are you guys doing the Cronut Lottery, though, to kind of ease the line?
Actually, yes. We just started last week.
Cronut Express?
We're gonna put a fishbowl at the bakery after we sell out every day, and we invite people to drop off a business card in there. And every Friday we pick up the business card, we call someone, and we invite them to come choose a day and pick up the cronuts.
Oh, nice.
No, it's too bad all due respect, it's too bad you're not single. Because you have a commodity now that, is of matchless attractiveness.
Let me tell you something.
Thank you.
Your wife is hot, bro. You're lucky you're not single.
You really
I'm very lucky.
You know how many gross girls I hooked up with when I was single?
Don't tell me.
Like a chef, you smell like smoked salmon. I was like, after a catering job, gross. You know what? They have a lazy eye. It's just...
I heard that belly locks was an aphrodisiac.
That was my underwear's nickname in the
80s. We'll try this guy, Larry in Tennessee. I hope you're good. Larry?
Rolando Campos, thank you for taking my call. I'd like to ask your guest if you would consider just when they start to taper off, just sell the whole cronut concept to an entrepreneur, let him take the idea nationwide, and your guest goes on to the next thing.
Thank you, broke Shark Tank. Fuck this guy.
That's Larry.
Oh, he's a good guy.
Larry?
That's not an unintelligent question. If you could get like a few $1 million for that, and then just continue to do your art, because you are really an artist.
Sorry, Larry.
I've always thought that.
I think it's very important for me that everything I do in life, I put all my heart and all my love in there. Starting a cronut shop eventually someday, but it has to be the right time with the right person, and it has to be well done.
Just give me the recipe and let me start a cronut shop, for God's sake. There's money on the table.
Chef, do you have a T-shirt?
A T-shirt? I don't.
Or posters?
Posters, yeah.
God bless you. I think that's the beginning of the end. I tell all the people, like, when I eat something that's great and someone all of a sudden like, oh, yeah, you do this, and they hit me in the head with a T-shirt, I know it's over.
Do you sell the posters, though?
Don't ever make a T-shirt.
We do sell posters at the bakery, yes.
At the bakery? Oh, nice.
That's so 70s French. I love it. Is there a DeLorean on the poster?
No, it says keep you high on the cronut, not on the hole. Do you like it?
I love it. I love it.
Simple. It's pretty.
I'd love for you to sign it like in silver marker.
I'll make a special one for you.
Exactly.
Yeah,
I love that. I can't pronounce it. It's like a curse
I really have
word.
one every afternoon.
Every afternoon?
Every afternoon I have one.
I have 3 times that every afternoon. That's why I'm built like a veal.
We have a special call for the Cuban, Dan in Miami.
What's up, Roland?
Hello.
Hey, Cronut guy, other guy. Hey, I'm just wondering, what's your favorite comfort food you got? Like, I know when I have a shitty day, I just want a steak and a beer. What's on the top of your want list?
A want list for what? To have a steak and a beer?
What's your favorite comfort food? Like, if you have a shitty day, this is what you're going to eat to rebound that day.
He doesn't eat, he drinks.
I drink a lot. The favorite comfort food, number one, being a New York City guy, is
Cronuts.
A free party. Sometimes you get invited to a free steak thing or something, and the food's good. But besides that, I don't know what my comfort food is. I don't have comfort food. I'm stressed out all the time. I have restaurants. I'm pissed off, and no, nothing's comforting to me.
I have an answer. It's the other guy.
Josh does. Josh is super.
This is the other guy.
The Uber answer guy.
The answer to your question, Mr. Florida Man, is I would like to have 2 grilled cheese and bacon sandwiches on double-seeded rye bread, slathered liberally with margarine, and double stuffed with drained, crisp, chopped-up bacon and Kraft American cheese.
That's a full-blown psychopath right there that has that list.
Thanks, gentlemen.
That's like a death row list.
Yeah, if you're in the New York area, it's Dominic Ansel's Bakery at 189 Spring Street. You can call reserve your cronuts at 212-219-2770. Oh, I forgot to add the other number.
Really? With rye bread?
2773.
At 73.
Never had it.
I forgot the other number. My bad.
Really?
And it's Dominic Ansel on Twitter.
Rye bread grilled cheese. That's weird.
Well, you got to realize, the classical white, for just cheese, you need white bread because the cheese is so, the bread is so ephemeral and insubstantial and cloud-like.
I didn't know the bread was a chick.
If the bread was a woman, it would be like a Keira Knightley or something. But the rye bread...
She's smarter than me. I don't find her attractive.
No, but the rye bread is like a Christina Hendricks. You know what I mean?
I know what she's saying.
All right, so that's what I'm saying.
Thick.
I'm looking for Wendy Williams at 6 o'clock in the morning.
Well, now you're talking about my dream gal.
She probably had quite a few cronuts.
Wow.
Yeah, we have the Ubon family staying outside. They're known for their barbecue from Wazoo, I think, Missouri or Mississippi.
They're bringing ribs. Is that right?
Yeah. Damn boo.
Glad we had dessert first. Stoner show.
Roland, why don't you tell everybody again who's here?
This is for the Ubon family, right? The Ubons. Ubons.
Tell them who's in the studio, though. Everybody.
We have the barbecue princess, Leslie Rourke Scott.
Hi.
And then we have Adam.
Yeah.
And David.
That is me.
Yeah, what's
going on?
The Ubon family, they're here to bring some barbecue for us.
Man, Leslie brought barbecue all the way up from Yazoo City, Mississippi.
Wow.
Can Chef Dominique eat barbecue? I just want to watch
Would you like some barbecue?
I love it, yeah.
Yeah, this is Chef Dominique.
Great. We'll fix you some sandwiches.
Ooh, delicious.
Can I have one without the sauce? With the sauce on the side?
Sure.
And they also have their famous
restaurant,
Bloody
the
Mary
Crow's
mix.
Nest.
We also brought Ubon's Barbecue Bloody Mary mix with Cathead vodka, both out of Mississippi.
Oh, wow. Ooh, that sounds delicious. Were you guys here recently, or just?
We were here for the Big Apple Barbecue Block Party just a few weeks ago.
Oh, that was amazing. The Cuban and I, we went, and he knows everybody, so we were treated like rock stars.
You gotta come say hi to us.
Yeah, we went to Pat Martin.
Pat Martin?
Yeah, Pat Martin.
I love Pat Martin.
He got
That's awesome.
Yeah, he got pretty fucked up, so we didn't know where we were at some points.
Pat Martin plug. He just opened up a new restaurant yesterday in Mount Juliet.
Yeah.
Go ahead, go check it out. It's Martin's Barbecue.
Yeah.
Oh, nice. Yeah, he's gonna be calling in soon too.
I was like girl into
Love
Roland
that
at
guy.
that barbecue.
Another Michigan.
Yeah,
Awesome guy, man.
Yeah, we walked around the barbecue festival, and he was like a rock star. He said, "Give him a sandwich," and they just tossed us food, left and right. Then booze, the Coors Light, the.
Who was the guy cooking with all the fake wood and shit? And
It's some guy
Alex?
from Georgia. I got
Some guy from Georgia, Josh. You had to see this guy. He was so backwoods, it was creepy.
Right. That makes me frightened.
I wanted him to have a kissing booth, and his sister was the only customer.
Yeah.
It was awful. It was awful.
This was the first year in, I think, 9 or 10 years that I didn't go to the Big Apple Block Party and regretted it.
I know you. You had some kind of quiet protest about it. What's going on?
I got to take the fifth on that. No, I mean...
I know you, Josh. What pissed you off? Who pissed you off that you didn't go to the only viable barbecue thing in New York City?
Okay, pack the fuck up.
The best show in the world, Utopia.
Thank you.
But barbecue, Southern style barbecue. Why the fuck weren't you there?
Lighting fires
And if you think
on the city streets of Manhattan.
if you think I wasn't waiting for you to ask you, because I was looking for you and I was looking for your responses to the shows, you didn't say a goddamn thing. Fine.
All right. Well, I have multiple reasons that are not true. I guess the reason that is true is that, like, I gotta say, I mean, look, I mean, obviously I know everybody, so I can go behind the scenes.
What the fuck happened, Josh?
I mean, honestly, I was high.
All right, that's good. All right, now
I was watching Columbo episodes of Netflix and eating cereal.
That's the perfect time to come.
God, why did you just say that, man?
I think it might be unprofessional.
I'm sorry. It's high and didn't go to a barbecue?
Unprofessional.
Yeah, get the munchies, eat away. Because it was amazing. Because we were going to try the Ubon line was so long too. It was amazing.
Yeah, we had a really great showing. We, I think we served probably 2,500 Bloody Marys.
You gave me the finger when I was trying to get.
Did it? Did you? I apologize. That was him. That was not me. I would never do anything like that. I'm a sweetheart.
Maybe you were telling me I was number one.
It could be that. That's exactly what I meant.
I have a question.
Sure.
How did Danny Meyer alight on Ubon's out of all the many great barbecues in the Deep South to represent that region at the Big Apple Block Party?
I'm going to jump in just because Leslie's too nice to say it. It's Ubons, like YOU-BAHNS, and it's her grandfather's name, Ubons.
That's why you're in fucking trouble. That's why you didn't go.
It's my fault.
That's why you didn't go, because you don't know how to pronounce these southern names.
I said Ubons, and then everybody took it that way. So I'm the tard.
We got really lucky. We, you'd rather be lucky than good most of the time, and we got lucky. Somebody pulled out 2 weeks before the block party, and Mike Mills, who's with 17th Street and works a lot with Blue Smoke, invited us to come. So they found us in Yazoo City, Mississippi, and we drove it up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Now, you know what's something, I just want to say parenthetically, this is not a well-known thing.
Wait, what is it? What?
Parenthetically. That is to say, interstitially and aside and laterally from the point.
I didn't know what it meant either.
I just fell into a fucking wormhole.
Being straight up. I'm in 1997.
Is it, I don't want to get anyone in trouble or make the Union Square Hospitality Group look like anything but the first-class organization that it is. At one time, the barbecuers had to schlep all the way up from some place, and they only got $250 in travel money, and they weren't allowed to sell any barbecue. Now, is that still the case?
It's a little more than $250. It's a charity event, and so
the charity is it's a city
event.
park. I mean, what are you going to buy a lawnmower? Like, how many lawnmowers can they buy? I never understood that. It's a block. It's one block of city park. Why do they need? I never understood that.
Bullshit.
Maybe
I call bullshit.
The barbecuers, like Ubons, that's who should be keeping the money.
Yeah.
Instead of they throw them a crumb like you can sell your sauce.
Yeah.
We couldn't sell our sauce this year.
You couldn't even sell the sauce.
Outrageous.
Wow.
It's okay. It's okay.
That's not cool.
Even the Cronut guy's pissed.
Actually, you know what?
I'm watching everybody, man, pissed, yeah.
It is cool because now you can just go to Fairway and get it, so you don't have to get it at Madison Square Park.
Oh, nice plug.
So
First plug of the show.
Let me try it. I want to try the sauce.
I heard somebody say Meshuggah before. So.
That was me.
All right,
I'm in the
I'll
try.
too.
Wait, is this a Bloody Mary or sauce? No, I want the sauce.
Well, you're going to have a pork sandwich.
Just give me a little bit. I want to try the sauce straight up.
Josh is a very serious food
I'm a
writer.
Kansas City barbecue
Give him the goddamn
society.
fucking sauce.
I'm a certified judge for Kansas City. Yes, I am. Actually,
I had to pay for his car service. Get him the fucking sauce, goddamn!
You don't like it?
I find it hard to believe you personally.
He did.
Really?
Yeah.
I'm a big fan.
You know what? I'm going to buy you a cheeseburger. I'm going to make it up to you, and I'll guarantee that it'll be free.
Where will it be?
The Brindle Room. That's the best cheeseburger.
Bullshit.
This is. Oh no! You really?
Bullshit,
yeah,
Mr.
okay.
Cutlets.
Step up and eat it. Then tell me it's bullshit. They're delicious.
It sounds like this guy I'm getting a free hamburger one way or another.
This is
delicious
wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Just for everybody out there, Josh has his pinky out.
But I'm not giving the shocker. It's just to try it. You know?
I'm giving you a lot more respect. You're a KCBS judge.
I'm
That's
a KCB.
awesome.
I judged the Jack last year.
Oh, that's awesome. We've been about 4 or 5
I watched
times
Wimbledon
in the
at a
last-
bar today.
Well, got culture.
I need more
Culture,
of this
bitches.
bourbon.
Culture. Someone get him the.
You want a Bloody Derby? We got a Jacqueline Raposo introduced us to a Bloody Derby at the block party. She came up.
I
on us
never
and she said,
drink
I want
drinks that have
bourbon
the
in my
same
Bloody
name as
Mary.
strippers.
We had never heard of it before.
A little golden rule: never drink a drink that has the same name that can sound like a stripper.
India to the floor.
Bubbles to the ground. Remember, give you guys a ticket. Free buffet after 6.
We'll start with our guest from Dominic down.
So this is Leslie and Gary Roark. Gary Roark is the pitmaster. He's Leslie's father. And this is their pulled pork. You see the nice bark on it?
Ooh. Let me get a little of that, Mr. Brown.
There we go.
We got rolls. We got sauce.
Drink.
Did the rolls make it in here?
Smells good.
Where are you at?
So is it Ubon's or Ubon's?
It's very good, but it would have been better if you pulled it here.
Helping somebody?
It would have been so much better if
Yeah,
I
that's
pulled
what
it
I'm
here,
saying.
but he cooked it in Mississippi, so.
You cooked this in Mississippi and slept it all the way up?
Yeah.
Delicious.
I have to take care of you guys.
What was the fuel? Is it hickory? What's the fuel you use?
It's hickory. We use
What's the
hickory.
biggest mistake that people do? Like
I would
24th of
love-
July.
I would
is
love
coming
for
up.
Josh to make the
Overcooking.
sandwiches as a professional.
Would you? Can I do that?
Yes.
Yeah.
I consider that a great honor.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the brioche buns. Ooh.
Because that way I don't have to listen on the blog some bullshit. Oh, the balance or too much
No,
sauce.
forget that. I know what I'm doing here.
There you go.
I'm not using that brioche either.
I am. Isn't that gay?
Gay.
It's delicious.
Gay.
Call me gay,
Here.
but that shit's good.
What we really need for a job like this is white puffy rolls.
Have you guys listened to the
it's,
news this
if
week?
you want to call
There's
in,
no longer gay.
866-969-1969, 866
What the- did you ever-
969-1969.
How horrible for me to say that on the day of the gay
I
pride
got
parade.
2 words for you. Paula Dean.
Listen, I got no. It's not like that. Let me tell you something. I am
brioche.
very deep in with the queer community, the LGBT community. No, I've been adopted as like a queer person.
You're
in
not
the best
Cher,
sense of the
motherfucker.
word.
You're not Cher.
Where's the
You can
sauce?
still get in trouble. Right there.
Oh, is it really? You're not allowed. I guess you don't say gay anymore. It was a universal adjective when I
No,
was
you don't say
a younger
gay.
man.
You don't say nothing. You say happy
Or light on your feet.
or talented.
So a question came up in the back of the room. It's a Boston butt. It's half the shoulder. The Boston butt was cooked over hickory
Who the
wood
fuck is
and
in the back
royal
of the
oak
room?
charcoal. The guy right behind you.
Your friend.
Oh, my buddy.
This is a good sandwich.
You brought him.
Who
He's
gets
asking
this
all the
one?
good questions.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He asked what kind
Dominic.
of meat it is.
Yeah. He's a hardcore dude.
It's the Boston butt, and they cooked it for about 14 hours over hickory and royal oak charcoal, and then they wrap it in tin foil and they let it get happy for like another 4 or 5 hours.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Brian?
Oh, thank you, sir.
No, we don't do a
don't
brine.
brine?
We don't do a brine.
Did you inject these?
We did not inject these.
They're old
This
school.
is-
They
yeah.
don't like inject or any of that stuff.
We will for competition, but for the restaurant, we don't inject.
What's the biggest mistake people are going to do this like 4th of July weekend when they barbecue? Do they overcook
They're going
it?
to overcook.
How
Yeah.
do they cook it evenly? Is this
You just have to keep your temperature even. If you stick around 220 and don't get just crazy with it.
and my
it'll
idiot
be
friends, they
fine.
put like a pound of lighter fluid
No.
and then light it.
and then
no.
it tastes like lighter fluid,
Yeah,
right?
and they have the shits.
One of the right, it's the
I do, it scares me.
it's the charcoal briquettes. They're put together with petroleum products, and so we use lump charcoal. We use hickory wood. We don't mess with the briquettes.
Can I ask you guys a question?
Sure.
Do you, Roland? You
That's
are
how you barbecue.
fat.
No, he's doing it right.
Man,
There's
this
barbecue
is
all
delicious.
over the desk.
I was making your sandwich.
Racist person
You know
I've
what?
ever
I'm
seen.
gonna. This is for you. I'm gonna make this. I was gonna make it for him. I'm making it for you.
This is so
instead.
good.
Let me
This
ask
is
you guys a question.
really good.
You guys are obviously in business, and you guys are making money.
No.
When you
No.
What happened?
What do you mean? We just started this. Ubon's has existed for like 30 years as a barbecue entity.
Okay.
But this enterprise to sell the sauce and the Bloody Mary mix started about 12 months ago when my brother and I left the NYMEX because it went electronic and there was no money down there.
How much in debt are you?
Oh, that's a hard question. That's like asking a man his penis size or something.
Adam likes to tell people that, listen, we're not digging a hole, but we're staring at the fucking shovel.
So probably $500,000, right?
Anything worth doing is worth doing, right?
$500,000 is it? So
That's what's so noble about
how-
barbecue.
Let me tell you something. The stuff you got is great.
Thank you, man. We
And
appreciate
good,
that.
and good luck. And New York's a tough market. I mean, New York can fall in love with you.
It's awesome. Roland, for those at home, Roland just took the sauce, and it was good, though. He went over a garbage pail, so he didn't get the floor completely, but he poured sauce all over everything. It was amazing.
But it needs to be known that there is sauce and pork all over the desk here.
It's so delicious.
And
I'm
for-
so happy.
Is he going to eat that later?
If I can
Probably.
if I can freeze you like Han Solo right now, you're so gross.
So, and here's the greatest thing: the Bloody Mary mix is all natural, gluten-free, no chemicals, no additives, no preservatives.
That's what I was worried
Pull the shit
about.
out of the bread.
That's what I am. And as a
pull the bread.
300-pound fat Jewish kid from New Jersey, that's what I always worry about in the barbecue pork business.
Hey, did you guys actually invent the sauce like in the bathtub? They said.
Actually, the story is that my great-grandfather made the sauce up in a No. 3 wash tub and stirred it with a boat paddle. It was passed on to my grandfather, whose name was Ubon, and then to my
What's
dad.
the number 3? I'm from the projects. We all had number 1 back then. What does the number 3 mean?
It's just a big one.
Okay.
Yeah,
You see the Ray Charles movie? The one with the little kid?
I don't watch those kind of movies.
If you want to see the delicious barbecue, ubons.net.
Gotcha. Yeah, ubons.net.
ubons.net. And again, if you want to call in, it's 866-969-1969.
And we're on sale in Fairway for the next few weeks, and Central Market in Texas is selling it. So we got a couple of people that have jumped on board, and we're really excited
Are you guys going
about
to do
it.
like a pop-up restaurant in New York?
Leslie?
We'd love to. We'd love to.
Well, let me tell you something. Dominique said he'll make you a barbecued cronut.
Actually, I had this.
That means fuck you in French.
That was amazing, guys. So we have a pulled pork sandwich at the bakery because we also do lunch.
I had it. It's so good.
Whoa!
Wait a second, man.
I'm not a competition.
Everybody stop.
So do you have liquid smoke in your sauce?
Josh,
No.
I'm asking you right now. Could you be my Starsky to the hutch to find out what the fuck's going on now? He's doing barbecue.
I have to say,
barbecue.
Get in there.
It's
Get
a
in there, Pitbull.
roasted
It makes
pork
me a little-
shoulder. Roasted pork shoulder sandwich. It has nothing to do with it. This is amazing.
My
Well,
partner's
it's not barbecue.
looking at the crime scene. Go ahead, partner.
No, I just said, I mean, it would be like if I was going to, trust Mike Mills to make, a creme brulee or something.
Well, let me tell you something.
We can name drop for the next 6 fucking
we have
hours.
a cheesecake on the menu, and invite you guys to come and try it. This is a very, very specific cheesecake. It's not like the classical American cheesecake. It is very light. It's made with ricotta cheese. It's poured on top like a creme brulee.
What time
And
should
it
we
has
be
a little. I'm sorry.
What time this evening should we be there?
Anytime.
I will say in Dominique's defense
Dominique thinks you're a pussy.
that one of America's greatest barbecuers, a man who I think will be calling in at some point today, actually got his training at Daniel. Did you work at the same time when Adam Perry Lang was at Danielle?
No.
It was early. It was a few
Yeah,
years
yeah, it
early.
was
He was
before,
like with
yeah.
Riyadh and those guys.
Yeah, he'll be calling in an hour.
Oh, nice.
This is. I keep eating this.
Well, you
It's
show
very
it.
good.
I take all the brown, Mr. Brown. I
I
like all
also
bar.
got the smoke flavor. How do you get the smoke? What kind of chips do you use?
It's called barbecue, Roland.
It's during the first
Sleep your mess.
4 to 6 hours of smoking, we add hickory wood to our fire, and so after that amount of time, you really can't get a lot more smoke in unless you do the fake smoke, the liquid smoke, and we just feel like that's tacky. Liquid smoke's just tacky.
I gotta tell you a story that you're gonna die for because I know you're a big foodie.
You went to First Union Bank and you asked them for $100,000.
No. So people ask me all the time why I'm so stupid that I went into this business, and it's a story that her dad Gary Roark told me, and it's worth telling. When he was growing up, they were pretty poor, and the only time they made sauce was when his father got paid, and he'd go home and he'd have money and he'd get sauce. He'd buy the stuff to make sauce, and he'd buy chicken. And Gary told me every time he made sauce, he would cook barbecue chicken that night. So one day he tells me, he's like, so the people in town, when they saw the white smoke, it was like they were electing a pope, right? When they saw the white smoke coming out of the backyard, they would come over, and I was like, I'm in New York. I'm like, oh, they come over for chicken? That's cool. He goes, no, man, chicken's way too damn expensive. But if he was cooking chicken, he just made sauce, and they were coming with tubs and milk bottles and whatever else they had at home to fill up with sauce to bring home. Because he knew they had just made sauce.
Oh, man.
And I was like, anything that has that kind of a story behind it, I'll get involved with.
Yeah, that sounds delicious.
Great story, but Dominique still thinks his barbecue is better than yours.
His roasted pork shoulder? It's like,
I'll put my money against a French guy any day.
Yeah, but the French guy's smart because you guys were like, what gives you the right to make a pork sandwich? And he goes, let me tell you about the cheesecake.
Very good.
Everybody just moves on.
They don't have to win a war like that.
Yeah, again, it's 866-969-1969. Like over here, me and Troy, we go to Mighty Quinn's Barbecue here. That's like we figured that's like the
In my professional opinion,
Here we go. That's why he's here, because he says Roland, you're an idiot.
No,
you don't know what
far
you're talking
from
about.
it. Far from it.
I'm going to blog
He's
about
saying
your
the mighty
creepily
Quinn,
tight gray T-shirt on Monday.
He's saying go back, you go swim and get your people off the boat.
He's like, this guy with a B cup told me to come to the radio station.
Really? Let's see that as more of a BC. Listen, I'm a B cup, so he's a C.
Go double B.
It's all natural, though. Yeah. No, I would say that...
I'm an F in my mind.
I would say that is the best barbecue restaurant in New York and one of the best barbecue restaurants in the country. I just wrote a big piece for the Wall Street Journal, and they were the star.
How's Dallas barbecue?
Horrible. It's some of the worst food in literally. It's worse than what you would get at the Grover Cleveland Service Plaza at
So
2
you're
in the
saying
morning.
700 people a day eat there?
It's like ketchup.
All imbeciles.
They're all imbeciles.
All imbeciles. Every one of them. You know what it is?
My mom.
They drink giant blue Bourbon Street drinks and eat the greasy onion loaf, so they're like so happy. And who wouldn't be? But the barbecue's
It
hideous.
tastes like the sauce is like ketchup.
How about Adam Perry Lang? How about Dallas?
Well, okay. Adam Perry Lang is, in my opinion, the greatest meat chef in the world.
Because you like him.
No, that's why I like him. His barbecue
This sounds like a Jewish crush.
his barbecues. He in competition when he's making barbecue himself. There is no greater barbecuer in the world. That's what I'll go ahead and
Really?
say. Yeah. Or any grilling or anything.
You think he can win a Grand Royal?
He already has. He's the only man that I ever. You know what? Let me ask you, Udons. Do you know anybody? Udon. Is that what I said?
Let me
I
ask
said
you,
Udon.
the Star Trek grill grew.
Ubons. I'm sorry. But no, seriously. Did you ever hear of anybody getting a perfect score in ribs across the board at the final judging?
It doesn't happen often. And we cook primarily in the Memphis Barbecue Network. We don't cook as much KCBS as most teams do, but it happens, but it's very, very rare. Very rare.
Rare as plutonium.
Yeah.
You know, I don't mean, listen, anyone like you guys, you do real barbecue in the most painstaking, labor-intensive, unprofitable way. You deserve credit that Adam can't, really claim to as a,
I'll throw it out.
just as a genius.
I'll throw it out there. The Ubons, before my time, did win Memphis in May, first place shoulder, and they've got 3 top 3s and 10 or 12 top 10s. Memphis in May.
We've got a trophy from the Jack. We've got some stuff like that. We've been competing since about 1989. So
wow, that's
we've been
really
around
impressive.
For the old school,
I mean, this is delicious. What's up next for the Ubons?
Let's see.
Fancy
What
food
is up
show.
next? Yeah, we're doing the Fancy Food Show this weekend, and
Booth 4642. Come by for a Bloody Mary.
you can tell he's my plugger.
Yeah, I mean, you have amazing.
You don't seem to be from Mississippi.
No, I'm the fat Jew in debt.
I felt like that.
I'm the fat Jew from Short Hills, New Jersey, who's in debt.
Will you explain to me how fat Jews manage to insert ourselves into every significant cultural tradition besides our own? It's kind of a mole.
See, there was a
A
story.
Mishkite mole.
I like that. That's what I'm going to call you.
Well, everyone's been calling Ubons the Ubons barbecue family since millennia began because of their hospitality. They've been coined notoriously hospitable. I looked at Gary, the pitmaster, when he was up here in New York, and I said, Gary, you don't realize it, but you're really the Ubons barbecue mishpucha at this point. And he lost his shit. He didn't know. He didn't know whether he should go blind. I mean, he looked at me and said, I sure hope that means family. Yes, it does, man. But I was at the Big Apple Barbecue. You guys were just talking about the Big Apple Barbecue block party. I thank Union Square Hospitality Group and Danny Meyer for putting me into this whole thing because 6 years ago, I was there with my family. And I like the way he's saucing the meat right now. Well played.
Look at you. Fucking food porn, huh?
I'm at the party.
I mean, listen.
That's awesome. He's doing it right.
Yeah,
Give me a little more.
Throw some more on there.
Yeah, we have a phone call. We got from Kentucky. Someone has that barbecue question.
Oh, shit.
I know.
Oh, here we go.
You're on.
Hey, Roland. Hey, guys. How you doing today?
I love the Munsters.
Hello.
Well, let me tell you, there's the world's best kept secret. It's Monroe County Barbecue. I don't know if any of you guys know about it. It's in a little town called Tompkinsville, Kentucky. About 12,000 people at the most in the whole town, and there's about 15 barbecue joints, and they just mainly do pork shoulder, and they of course use bourbon in the sauce, and it's in South Central Kentucky. Have any of you heard of Monroe County, Kentucky barbecue?
All right, answer your question. Matt in Buffalo. No, Matt in Buffalo. There you go.
Fuck your plug.
Yeah,
It's so mean.
Yeah, it's off a dirt road.
Give me another of those rolls.
Hello, Matt from Buffalo.
Fuck your roll.
Roland, how's it going, man?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing all right.
That
I
is
know you're a
Nixon barbecue and a radio show.
in New York City, so I was hoping you could help me out. I'm looking for a really nice Italian restaurant in New York City. Planning on heading down to...
How much you want to
New York
spend?
next month.
Go to Scarpetta, my buddy Scott Conan's place.
Scotty hasn't been in there since Ford was president.
Leave him alone.
I
He's
love
a great guy.
I love
Fuck
Ruby
you.
Rose.
Fuck you, Josh. Let him go. He's a good.
I'm sorry. I'm such an.
He's a
asshole.
good chef.
Can
Listen,
I make a recommendation too? Sauce in the Lower East Side is a great Italian restaurant.
Yeah, that's from a cool guy that gets a lot
Italian
of
food in New York.
I'm a married guy that's going to be 40, so if you want to go to a place like that, go to Scarpetta. If you want to go to what?
So it's sauce.
He has abs.
Yeah,
Go there.
I'll
again,
throw Piccolo Angelo out there.
866-969-1969. We have the Cuban here, Josh Orseski.
Ozerski.
I feel so much better than him fucking up our name.
He fucks his name. He's running the whole fucking show.
And Dominic Ansel, and we have the Uwan family.
Oh, again with this guy.
Is it Uwans?
Yeah,
Uwan's family here. So on the... Oh, no.
Okay, let's take a break, Roland.
Yeah, okay, we'll take a break.
Who
And,
wants this sandwich? This is a very good one.
we'll take the call, then take a break.
I don't really care about other
Kentucky.
people's sandwiches in the back.
All right, Kentucky. This is... Hello?
Hey, I want to ask you about there. I make smokers, and I've made them all different shapes, and it seems like I actually get a better smoke out of a square smoker than like the round, like the old cylinder type. Do they notice anything like that?
We use the backwood smoker, which is a upright kind of box smoker, like you're talking about, with a water pan in the middle of it. A lot of guys do use the sidecar. To be honest, if you burn enough wood and you burn it long enough, you're going to get your nice smoke ring.
Yeah, I take them out of old propane cylinders, make them out of old telephone boxes, all that kind of shit, man. You know, it looks kind of cool and nostalgic at the same time, and cooked for.
Right on. Ubon's first smoker they ever used was an upside-down filing cabinet or a refrigerator. What was it?
Refrigerator.
All right, guys, appreciate it. Thanks.
We're going to take a quick break, and we'll be right back.
Don't go anywhere. Roland's Food Court will be back in just a moment. We are back with Roland's Food Court. Give us a call. 866-969-1969.
Hello. We're back again, as Troy said. 866-969-1969. Dominic Ansel had to step out. He's been up since 3 a.m. He gave us the delicious cronuts and other delicious pastries.
I like that.
We have the Cuban Carl still here. And we have U-Bonds. And we have Josh.
Josh is putting pulled pork. Josh,
no, it's
bark. Josh is dumping pulled pork into his shot of Jim Beam.
Ew.
That's like a
And I'm gonna
cocktail
try
we
it.
used to call it.
Try it.
That's up country.
Delicious.
Is it good?
It's like the first time I kissed my sister.
But that was
The
yesterday.
first time I kissed your sister was better, though.
The fourth incest joke today, by the way.
Jamie Lannister.
It's only been an hour, buddy.
I'm getting married in 2 weeks.
That's true.
I miss my sister.
You know who's doing my wedding cake? Ben Israel.
And
cue
number
the
is 8
crickets. He's an amazing pastry.
Not the Ben Israel.
Yes.
I never heard of him.
Obviously a Gentile.
So, who has been Israel?
Fuck you.
Who is he?
I don't care anymore.
Neither has been Israel. Who is he?
I'm just trying to be cool. I'm just trying to do like a little private piece, but I guess that doesn't work.
No, that only works for Josh because he drops the real shit.
Yeah, right.
And I've been Israel. Like, who the fuck is that?
Dude, he
Sylvia
did a show on the-
Weinstock. That's who the. That's
He had a show on the Food Network, Ben Israel. He did the whole thing with the cakes. And
Oh, your freebie connection.
Hoping to get a discount on the cake price?
This motherfucker, I brought him here. He's going to ask me for.
I gave him part of the cronut. That guy.
Yeah.
I don't even know who he is. I gave him part of the cronut, and I
He
gave
just
him
got
one.
out of jail.
He looks
He would
like.
have taken apart anything.
I hope he's not AB. That's all I can say.
Yeah, I was reading Josh's article about
Matthew Leahy. That's a great.
Oh, I heard of him.
Leahy.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
I
were
was
saying?
reading your article
That is hurtful.
about the Brooklyn scene, about now the new trend is no reservations. Is that the new hip Brooklyn scene?
Well, okay, I did two pieces. One was like my hate piece on Brooklyn, and then the most recent one was about.
Whoa.
What?
Hold on one second.
Yeah.
He's just not going to glaze over that nuclear bomb. What the fuck was that all about?
Okay, I believe that Brooklyn restaurants mostly blow, and I don't feel that has
Blow what?
fact has
Blow
been
like
schmod. I really feel that. Okay, like it's not. There are restaurants like this in Manhattan that are grotesquely overrated, that have insolent
like
service.
what? Give me two.
I mean, I don't want to say the names of them.
Say the first name and then whisper the phone number.
Okay, let me say this. There is a famous, well-hyped restaurant on the Lower East Side that everyone is just crazy about, which...
McDonald's.
Exactly. No, look, I mean, to answer Roland, to answer your original question, the whole no reservations thing, it's what I would think of as the cronut principle. New Yorkers, yeah.
Don't be talking shit about people that just
he wasn't talking this shit when the
Listen,
French guy
I
was
have
here.
the highest regard.
You were rubbing fucking pastry on your nipples with me.
He had raspberry lime ice all over his
Listen,
balls.
you better man the fuck up, man.
What do you think? What is this shaped like?
A big black nipple.
No, I was thinking a butt plug, but anyway, the point is...
Obviously two different tastes.
Look, the no reservations thing... The no reservations thing is just a way to manipulate a hyper-conscious, like socially hyper-aware, freaky, patronizing, stratified Manhattan dickhead principle that basically values scarcity more than quality. That's why people go in there, they only care about the cronuts. The guy's got 15 different kinds of magnificent pastries, and nobody cares. They just want to be the only guy in the office with a cronut.
Yeah, we have on the hotline Brett Eldridge. He's from Nashville, Tennessee, a country singer. He has a new album, Don't Ya? How's it going, Brett? How are you?
Okay. Kind of a non sequitur.
I know. I've been drinking a lot, Brett. I apologize.
That was one of the best transitions I've ever seen.
I took too many shots. I apologize.
Martha Ray is here.
Dynamite dropping, Monty.
I apologize for
Slick
that.
Rick's coming up.
Tim Conway up
And
next.
the Wu-Tang Clan has
India to the stage.
The Wu-Tang with their peach pie cobbler recipe.
Peaches is here, and Herb.
Well, I've been carrying this drink.
Is that guy still on the phone, or did we hang up on him?
No. Hey, Brett, how are you?
What's going on? I'm hanging out on a lake in Folsom, California.
Oh, nice.
In prison?
Yeah, right next to the
Go.
Nice. Are you playing a concert there tonight?
What's that?
Are you doing a concert tonight?
We're gonna have a drink on stage. We're gonna play. We're gonna jam it out. Yeah, we're just having a drink on the lake right now.
Yeah, no, we've been drinking here too. In Nashville, what's your go-to spot?
Idea.
What's your go-to spot in Nashville while you're there?
What's my spot in Nashville?
Yeah. For restaurants or
going
bars?
out on the town, you got to go to Robert's Western World, and you got to get the burger or the recession special, which is a fried bologna and.
Does anybody have any Adderall or anything?
Yeah.
I need to stay awake during this.
So we have Josh here. He's very, very drunk. So sorry about that. Josh is wasted. So when's your next single come out?
City, I didn't know I had enough.
Oh, when's your next single come out? I have two drunk co-hosts.
My next single's coming. My next single will be out in about a couple months, but I'm on one right now called "Don't You." That's
I miss the Beastie Boys.
Beastie Boys.
How much is it?
Yeah, but we're. Yeah, man, we got a song out there called "Don't You" right now, and I got an album coming out in August, so I'm just working out on that.
All right, thank you. Yeah, we're wrapping up the show right now, so it's Brett Eldridge at BrettEldridge.com. Thank you for calling Brett, though.
I'm definitely buying that album, though.
We're running out. Sorry, we ran so late, though. Thank you, Brett.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, see you.
Sorry, dude.
Yeah, thank you. Bye. See you soon.
That's all right.
What the fuck?
You fuck with the bull and you get the horn.
Two guys from Brooklyn. You gonna put Brett Elridge on?
I know. Who is he famous?
No, he owns an antique shop in there. What the fuck do I know if he's
Yeah,
famous?
you might as well be making your wedding cake. He's that famous.
That's right.
That's a long way from Pearl Harbor, Sammy.
Yeah, no, I didn't know how to. How do you say that? Ease into the call, like hello.
Yes.
So we went from Brooklyn Cronuts, and then we're like, hey everybody, hello. Oh, actually, Joe McHale wants to call in.
No, he doesn't.
Yeah, he does. So
Joe McHale.
He's my buddy. So be nice to him.
Oh, you fucking.
I thought we were
right.
talking about me this segment.
Joe McHale's calling. He's more important than you.
Joe McHale?
Yeah.
Did he own the hamburger restaurant? Oh, no. That guy?
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen him on TV. On
Watch
television.
your fucking mouth, and he's
No,
calling.
no, I'm sorry. I take it all back.
Here we go. I just sent the number. Joe McHale will be calling in any second. He's a good friend of mine. And a friend of the show's.
A friend of the shows.
Well, he's not as big as Matt Israel. Oh, Jesus Christ.
Matt Israel, he's doing my wedding cake.
Wasn't he the first minister?
That cost me $2
Wasn't he the first prime minister of Israel?
The number is 866-969-1969. 866-969-1969. Again, the number, because Loudy here. 866-969-1969.
Roland, while we wait for the talk soup guy to call in, would you...
Paul, did you marry her?
No.
Exactly.
While we wait for the talk soup man to call in, is there anything that you want to draw on my rich, kind of like cultural...
What's the best burger in New York?
The Brindle Room.
Oh,
good news.
Why?
The talk soup man is here.
Why? Why the Brindle Room?
I don't have that number.
Is the talk soup man coming on, or can I answer?
Pat Martin's coming, just called in, but I think of Joel, the other... Can you tell me the number through my headphones?
Watch the show fall apart.
Oh, sorry.
And
It's like the Hindenburg.
There's Saul.
The wheels have completely come off at this point.
We're all drunk on pork bark, and
Barnes,
barbecue Bloody Mary.
Meat drunk.
The 3 bottles of Jim Beam had nothing to do.
Roland's giving out the freaking...
Did you ever have the Jim Beam Black?
Oh, it's fantastic.
No,
That's
but I've had Jim Bleem and then...
Okay.
Jim Bleem? Have you had a lot of Jim Bleem?
We'll get him up. Hey,
Some more Bleem?
hey, Pat, how are you?
No, Josh is hunting me down.
Hello, Pat, how are you?
Hey, what's going on?
Yeah, we have the U-Bonds people here.
Hey, Patrick, it's the barbecue princess.
What's up, sweet?
Hi, how are you, sweetie?
All right.
All right, let's...
Oh, come on. They're not wanting us to catch up on the air, I don't think. What?
Let's cut to the bullshit, Pat. Right now, this is the Cuban. Listen, you're in the middle of opening a restaurant right now. How many people are freaking the fuck out right now behind you?
There's a lot of them freaking out, and I'm about to be freaking out, Leo, if you don't get these fucking cabbage off the face.
I love this guy.
I'm serious. I'm freaking out, man. It's actually been smoother than I thought it would. Or it was smoother than my first couple openings, but it's still, there's never a new restaurant that opens that's not out of control, So a lot of new employees, they get freaked out. I had 2 girls cry. We've already had 2 people hook up in the cooler.
All right. Hey, Joel. Hey, Joel, thanks for calling in. We have...
That was the previous host of Talk Soup.
I have Josh Orzeski here. Orzeski and the Cuban, Carl Ruiz here. And Dominic Ansel just left. He brought us 3 cronuts.
He did 3. Wow, that's very generous of him. They're fantastic. Did you try them yet?
Holy shit, a real
because he was like, this is all I'm going to bring you. I asked for 6. He went, no, 3. I said,
Yeah.
all right.
People are selling for $40 on the street.
Yeah, now they're going for $140 a box.
Yeah, and Dominique even said it's not the best pastry in the place. I mean, it's right up there.
We covered that all.
You already covered that? All right. Well,
how is it to be so famous?
Should I hang up? No, I'm
no.
kidding.
How have you been though? Where are you up to right now?
I am driving, going to dinner. I'm here in your lovely city of New York.
Oh, nice. Where in New York are you going to?
I'm not going to tell you.
Oh. I just realized that because I had a few too many people that
I'm just going to go to Times Square and spin around in circles with my finger pointing and blindfold and just stop. And I'm like, that's it. We're going.
That's it.
We're
Nice.
going to, we're going to Sparrow.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, I thought you were going to go to Bubba Grump's. They have the best view.
What?
That's the drunk version of Bubba Gumps.
Yeah, this is
no one knows that one.
His uncle.
This slur brought to you by Jim Beam.
Yeah, no, this is that's a Cuban. He's my co-host, and he's drunk, unfortunately.
I would go to a place that just serves that. That would be fine. There should be. What's your Mr. Cuban?
Yes.
What's your favorite restaurant in the city?
My favorite restaurant in the city is Barbuto.
Pretty good answer. That's not a bad answer.
Jonathan Waxman.
It's the most simple place. I can bring every type of asshole that I know, and there's something there for them.
Yeah, and we have
it's very
Josh here.
simple. The food's clean. It works. I'm never embarrassed taking someone there, and any guest that I bring there is like, "What's this?" or "What's that?" or "What is this?" What's that going to be? And I think that's very important in the modern world. Is taking someone somewhere.
No, that's for real. Like, you know, a city isn't judged by its like global destination restaurants, like it's Alinia's or Danielle's. It's like the local restaurant that people go to in a neighborhood. My place is like that, and not far from there, Commerce.
Oh, same
exact
kind of
same thing. You know,
same kind of thinking.
Like,
and that's where we go because we're not famous. Where do you go?
Oh, well.
What do you mean we?
Thank you.
We white man.
Compared to him, we're not famous.
Thank you for saying that, and I'm
we're
glad we don't
like
go to
Tonto and Tonto.
What's supposed to be better, Daniel or Jean Georges?
Who's going to answer that? Because it's
well,
political.
Josh is the expert.
Josh Honser, because he's sweating and eating pulled pork.
Honestly, Danielle is for flawless and impeccable service and old school atmosphere. Jean George is more modern if you have a kind of a progressive avant-garde taste. Personally, I hate to say it, not to alienate anybody, but I'm all in with the Ripper. For me, the Ripper is the chef in New York.
Buddy, if you hate soy sauce, don't go to Jean George. I mean, don't go to Jean George, and if you're fine with it, go to Danielle. The thing was, these are big restaurants where you're going to look great. I would pick Danielle to take a date.
Yeah,
just because they have a recipe for their flower bouquet when you walk in. There's an actual
Nobody
recipe
does
in
that.
the kitchen.
Nobody gives that experience.
And
like he
every
does.
day they change the flowers and they do everything. And there's a little French guy sitting in a skybox in the only air-conditioned kitchen in the city.
Yeah.
He's in a fucking skybox.
If you're a
and
big
next
shot,
to him,
you can get the skybox.
Yeah, there's a picture of him holding a fucking goose.
Wow.
So you're making $8 an hour, fucking turning carrots, looking at a picture of your boss holding a goose.
Jeez.
That's where you want to eat. It's the closest thing.
How is Il Molino?
Can I field this one?
Go for it.
It sucks. Anybody that goes there is a dope. It's a bunch of grease balls and tuxedos.
I just want to jump in, and we just found out where he's going to dinner.
Oh, we did?
Yeah, because he asked two places, and all of a sudden he has a place that's not even close. He's like, "Where's?"
Yeah, right.
That's where Joe McHale's going.
That is, I will say categorically, it is not the place I'm going.
So you already know where you're going. These questions is all moot.
Yeah, no, I'm just because I've been here. I'm staying in New York for a while, and I want to.
Are you staying at the London?
No, God,
should.
no. I mean, even if I was.
Are you staying in the Red Hook Service Plaza?
Yes. Now we have a restaurant in LA called Animal, and do you guys have anything similar to that here?
No, we care about food here.
Oh wow!
Oh, that's
okay.
I mean, listen, Animal is a better version of 723 restaurants in Brooklyn.
Wow.
If you want to if you want to step up and be in New York and eat real New York food, like forget about all them like places you're talking about. That's like all for like altar-cockers and tourists.
Stop yelping, Mr. McKay.
Look, I'm not from here. Why would I know any of this?
Well, that's why I'm telling you. You have 5 restaurants off the top of my head.
You're talking to a food writer from Time magazine.
No, it's Esquire now. I've moved on.
You're not in Time anymore? You're
the
in
Time
Esquire?
went out of business. They fired everybody.
Oh.
Yeah,
that's another show.
It's like
dude.
So,
well, but I would say the restaurants you should look at are not like big If you want a big destination restaurant, it's obviously either Maria or Le Bernardin or Masa.
Yeah.
But if you want to just go and have a fantastic dinner with great food in a true New York atmosphere with real New Yorkers, you're looking at Barbuto, Commerce, Hearth, restaurants like the Vinegar Hill House, Osteria Marini.
Peasant,
Cafe. I mean, those are the kind of, maybe not, but I mean like MP Taverna, like Tertulia. Those are the real restaurants.
Let me tell you the Peasant is a place that's been open for 12 years in New York City.
Yeah.
Open 12 years in New York City. The only thing more spectacular than that is living in Ohio and keeping 3 women kidnapped in your basement for 10 years. It's that.
That sounds very smelly.
That must be better. Having the 3 women in the basement must be better.
So Peasant, Carlo, he's one of the best chefs. He built his own kitchen, hand by hand. He made his own ovens, and it's unbelievable. Go there, eat there.
That's a wonderful restaurant.
There's no celebrities there. All the bloggers are gone. Everybody's gone. And it's real New York food.
Nice.
His wife is the hostess. She's sitting there. You'll know her. She has a
the wood oven.
1660-70 Rolex Submariner on. You'll know it. And then she's in the front. Frank's in the back. And they're doing real food. I went there with Guy Fieri the other day. And he was
Name
there
dropping.
cooking on Father's Day. On Father's Day.
You went with Guy, so how was the popcorn shrimp?
Dude, don't fuck around. He's a good guy.
He's right, though.
All right, Joel, we'll let you enjoy your dinner, and hope to see you soon.
Now, do you guys like Luzo?
Yes, I actually am a big fan of Luzzo. Luzzo is like the 3rd best
Do you
pizzeria
see how
in Lower Manhattan.
he quietly corrected your pronunciation?
You're talking about the pizza on First Avenue?
Have you been to Losers?
I live there.
I live there. That's my house. You're talking
Leslie's
about.
from Yazoo City, Mississippi.
What's
She's
your
been to
favorite
Luger's.
pizza in the city?
DeFara.
Italian.
The best pizza anywhere in the
Lombardi's.
world is DeFara.
I love Ruby Rosa. That place is.
Yeah, that's all right.
I like Lombardi.
Can I don't mean to dissent, because I have the utmost respect for you.
We're
as
not
a-
in the fucking Supreme Court.
It blows.
You can say whatever you
yeah,
want.
Lombardi's blows. That's been like riding
It's
on
salty.
Your
it's
mother.
It's been in my humble opinion, that's been riding on its coattails for years. There's so much great pizza, and it is very good,
What about
but it's not in
Roberta's?
the top level.
Roberta's in Brooklyn.
That's a very good pizza.
I wait 3 hours.
Yeah, the working man slice is the best thing there.
Yeah, I wait 3 hours.
I have the smallest titties between all 3 of us. I say Lombardi's.
That's why you have the small titties. Thank you, Joel, for calling in, though.
Roland, thanks.
Holy shit, man, Joel.
I learned a lot. In this 4 minutes, I have learned more about.
Joel, you can email me personally at any time, and I will give you the restaurant hookups.
All right, what's the email?
I gotta say it on the radio.
Joel, I'll text it to you.
No,
Dude,
just say it. What's the problem?
All right. It's josh@metopia.org.
All right, great. No, yeah, I'll take it. Is it really?
Yeah.
Oh, great.
He's the best. He's probably the best food writer of our lifetime.
No, you really think that?
Yeah.
I think so.
You know what? That feels nice.
All right. Well, this is Roland. Congrats on the show. It's great.
Thanks. Hope to see you soon, though, Joel.
Never.
All right, no.
Yeah, I will, definitely.
I know.
Definitely.
I'm a big fan, man.
All right, Joel.
Thank you so much, you guys.
Enjoy your
Cheers,
dinner.
I will be emailing you. Okay, see ya.
Have fun at Il Menino.
He's so going there. He's so going there.
We have a caller, Tim from KC.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, that's me.
Go.
Hello.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
I can hear you, unfortunately.
All right. I had a question for the barbecue guys. I'm doing a brisket tomorrow. Should I soak my wood chips, my wood chunks?
Bye-bye. I'm bored. Let's go to Larry, Tennessee. Soak my wood chips. Soak your
The answer was no.
Larry.
Hi, for the U-Bonds, are there other barbecue styles that you will eat? Will you eat Eastern Carolina style barbecue or South Carolina style barbecue?
I'll eat them all. They're so different from each other that it's like it's like different ethnicity food. It's not the same. I love Kansas City style ribs. I love South Carolina pulled pork. So yeah, I mean, it's barbecue is so different from region to region that it's like totally different fare.
Yeah, I wondered with you being raised in world-class barbecue, if you would be interested in the other styles, because my personal
But what is world class? Because no other country competes, right?
Denmark's got a team. Denmark's got a
Why
team.
don't you go up against the best? If you're the
Denmark
best,
kicked ass
why
at
would they
Memphis
come
United.
up against you? Come on, you can only.
But
get
I'm saying
so many times.
I'm not trying to fight with you, G.I. Joe. All
You're
I'm trying to
fucking with
say
Larry
is
again.
all I'm trying to say is there's no other country that competes in barbecue, right?
Not now, but we're seeing barbecue as a trend kind of starting to jump.
Let's see if Pat Martin has an opinion about this. Hey, Pat.
Mr. Pat Martin, welcome back.
I'm sorry, the Cuban hung up on you. He's an asshole.
He knows that's not true.
One too many Bloody Marys.
Pat, are you the Pat Martin from Virginia or the other Pat Martin?
There's only one Pat Martin. He's
That's a definitive answer right there.
Thanks for to find out who the guest is.
Yeah,
Are you the Pat Martin from my child support case, or are you?
Let me put it to you: that Pat Martin is a Pat Martins plural.
Oh, okay.
That guy has an S on his last name.
Spit, Pat. Spit.
Pat, where's your new restaurant located at that you're at right now?
I'm at Martin's Barbecue in Mount Juliet, about 15 minutes east of Nashville.
How slammed have you been?
We've been really slammed. Really slammed. It's a new restaurant opening. Everybody's curious about it and excited, and I'm glad they are, but it still doesn't take away from the pain, the misery and all the bullshit that happens in a new opening. But it's fun at the same time.
Yeah, I met you at the barbecue festival, and your pulled pork was phenomenal. I had tears in my eyes.
This guy is one of the truly elite figures in the barbecue community.
He was like a rock star.
People have enormous respect for him as a barbecue.
And yet we hung up on him as soon as Joe McHale called up.
He is a big star. What are you talking about?
Pat Martin's been my friend for a long time. Pat is probably one of the things that I define barbecue by is whole hog cooking. I think, you can make ribs, you can make brisket, you can make whatever the fuck you want to do. But cooking a whole pig,
incredibly challenging.
It's
incredibly challenging.
The temperature of the pig, the thing, where'd the pig come from.
It's not even about that. I mean, think about what it's like to cook a pork loin, like how lean a pork loin is, and then think about cooking a pork shoulder.
I haven't cooked a pork loin since I quit from the gay bar that I was a chef.
Yeah, no, pork loins is from hunger. But it's
awful. And Pat does a whole hog the right way. He cooks it skin side up. He doesn't just stew it in its own fat.
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, it's easy to cook a whole hog when you cook it skin side down.
I mean, Pat took me to his rig and I ate his stuff, and then he took me to some other guy.
What's that one where you get the skin and put it in the pulled pork?
That's North Carolina where they chop the skin,
Mitchell.
right?
Yeah, like that's Sam Jones.
Sam Jones, that's the guy we're hanging out with.
I have to say, I'm sorry.
Oh, no, go ahead. Actually.
No, I mean, Sam Jones barbecue and Rodney Scott's barbecue, from the Carolina perspective, that's the best pulled pork.
That's the Ferrari.
Yes, it is.
Pat, what's that barbecue place you took us to that was like a rickshaw type barbecue?
The guy that looked like Samuel L. Jackson with all the wood and stuff. What was that guy's name?
Rodney.
Which bar?
Yeah, Rodney. Is it Rodney or
Rodney
Remember
Scott?
the guy that built it all out of like tinsel and stuff? He built the whole.
It was Rodney.
That's Rodney.
Rodney.
Rodney Scott. Yeah.
He's part of the Fatback Collective.
Rodney.
He was doing a good job. He was making some good stuff.
He's really great.
Rodney made me and Sam both look like dumbasses because me and Sam spent, I'm embarrassed to tell you how many thousands of dollars on our rigs. And Rodney goes out here and gets some 1-inch tubing, sheet iron, and fucking makes a big square box and puts sheet metal on it.
This guy gets a barrel and he welds truck axles through it to keep the wood from falling through. I mean, he is a true pro.
Yeah.
He cuts down trees with a chainsaw for his
Well,
wood.
that's what Pat was telling me. Pat says, "Hey, this guy cuts wood half the day and does barbecue half the day."
He's making his own charcoal. It's unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
But we're talking about Pat Martin. He's making him talk about some other barbecue.
No, I love Pat Martin. Pat Martin will be on this show every day doing the weather if we could.
Pat Martin's awesome.
I love Pat Martin.
Yeah, it changes. It's like before, like the cooking. Now they're like each cook is like a celebrity. And when he walked through that barbecue festival, people are just like pouring in.
I mean, you got to realize, like in the barbecue community, there's like a dozen guys. You know what I mean? It's like. It's one of those things like if you were like at where's the Football Hall of Fame, Canton, Ohio, or something.
So let me ask you a question, Josh. In the 70s, if Pat Martin was a rock singer, who would he be? Would he be the lead singer, Journey?
No, I see him more as a David Allan Coe type.
Yeah, definitely.
Wow.
What would Gary be, Leslie?
I just knew Journey.
What would Gary be?
Show him Steve Perry.
Sinatra?
Oh, no.
Definitely not Billy Davis Jr. But Pat, you are a great barbecue, and I have immense respect for you. I've only gotten to try your food in New York, though. I mean, can people really, when you do it out of town and you go to places like, are they really tasting your product, or is it like is it like terroir, like it has to be, where you cook it?
Well, when you do something like Big Apple and you have that many people, I don't think any of us are. I don't want to say. I don't think every sandwich can possibly be our best. It's very difficult, especially when you're dealing with. They're kind enough to give us 15 or so volunteers who, believe me, it's a humongous help. But it's so expensive to bring an entire staff up there and to make it all happen. Other events like food and wine events where you're doing maybe 250 or 300 people at a VIP, that's a lot easier. When you're doing 6,000 people, it's much more difficult, and it bothers me a lot. I try not to actually walk over and see the sandwiches too much because I just get pissed off. Because I want them to be perfect for everybody, even whoever the schmuck is that's coming up and, grilling me about, how much he knows about cooking barbecue and all this stuff. I still want him to have a great experience.
Pat, we have one of your buddies on the other line. Adam Perry Lane's on the line.
I love that guy. I've never met him, but his book that just came out is, I don't know if this changed anything to him, but I've got Reese fingerprints and Dirk fingerprints all in his face.
That's cool.
But this guy, there's some people that come out with books. Every spring people come out with all their grill books, and 90% of them are the same bullshit.
That's so true.
The truth.
There are some guys that come out and really try to change things and really push. Maybe push an envelope's a strong word, but really challenge things. And,
But you're one of them, Pat. You know what I mean? You're one of them, Pat, and you're doing a fantastic job, and it's fantastic. It's like my buddy Matthew Sprawls. I mean, he has a barbecue team out of Illinois called Motley Q, and they became the grand champions the other year.
Yeah, we'll say hi to Adam. Hey, Adam, how are you?
Go ahead.
Hey, man, how you doing?
Great. We have Pat Martin on the line, too. He loves you.
Hey, Adam, how you doing, man?
Thanks for the compliment. That's really kind of you.
Well, it's the truth, man. It's the truth. Adam and Chris Schlesinger are the two guys I've never met who I respect. I just respect immensely.
Oh, thanks, pal.
Appreciate it.
Adam, I go to your place a lot. I drink a lot in the middle of the day. And before I go into Lincoln Tunnel, I stop and
at the Penthouse Club. I got to say, I'll second what Pat says. Like, in my opinion, I've read every grilling book that there is to read. Adam is like, he's the James Joyce of grill. Like, he's the only person, he completely revolutionized.
It's a new over there.
Yeah, of course it's me.
Hey, Pat, put your phone on mute so we don't hear the people going crazy in the back.
All right, Leo, hold on. How do you turn this goddamn thing on?
That's barbecue, boy. That's
barbecue. What do you do, turn around and tell everyone to shut the hell up?
That's a real chef, man.
Is that it?
Close enough.
Close enough.
Can you still hear me?
Yeah, we can still hear you.
God dang it. All right, hold on.
Adam, it's Josh.
Hey, what's up, buddy? How you doing?
I really feel like you are the meat guru's meat guru, Now, I wonder if you would tell everybody.
Yeah.
Adam has a thing that he did. He did it for, like, on a Bon Appetit video, and he was going to do it. I mean, tell me about we lost his baseball bat.
Yeah.
He has a thing where he takes a rib roast, he pulls out part of the bone, and he beats the fuck out of it with a baseball bat so he can cook it like a steak. It's one of the most...
Yes, yeah, that's amazing.
And what he does? He takes, like, charcoal on a microplane and makes, like, charcoal salt. This man is And
then he gets the herbs and makes, like, a little brush.
Yeah, with a board dressing.
Yeah.
All right. Well, anyway, I'm sorry. I don't mean
We'll stick to drinking beer and smoking meat, low and slow.
No, Adam, I mean, your food is fantastic. I mean, I didn't understand barbecue until you opened your place. I went to a birthday party, and he did the whole hog in the back, and I was like, oh,
I thought you were going to say at the Penthouse Club. So
no, I go
Adam
there
had a great steakhouse at the Penthouse Club. Yeah. Adam is as good with steak as he is with barbecue. This is just his thing now, is grilling and barbecue. Like, his classical French training. He can do anything. That's why he's so good at grilling and barbecue.
I got to get you guys out because I'm doing this. I just bought a 45-foot flatbed trailer, and I just mounted. I customized this barbecue pit with the guys at J&R, and have a coal coal generator. We're burning pecan and post oak, and we're going to cook 3 days a week. I'm sleeping down there in Los Angeles in Kimmel's parking lot.
Yeah,
And,
are you doing a pop-up restaurant outside Kimmel's parking lot?
Yeah, it's
starting July 9th.
We call it like the pop-up word kind of gets to me a bit, so I kind of like changed it up, and I'm like, we're going to call it the backlot barbecue, because pop-up is just, I don't know, it's kind of just like so many people are doing that, and just kind of seems so temporary. For us, we're going to do this for 2 months, and I got a cool Airstream in the back. I'm going to sleep there. I'm going to slice everything myself. I'm going to cook everything, and no automation, just all a shovel, coal, and burning wood. I was really inspired by, Josh turned me on to this video, Ronnie Scott of
Cut, Chop, Cook.
Yeah, and I just was like literally, I was on the phone. I'm like, this is it. I got to recreate this, and I just was like a cleansing experience. It's like doing like a water fast or something. Just there's so much gadgetry out there. Once you got to reset the clock and just like bring it back to the truth.
Like, wouldn't you agree with me, Adam? Like, Rodney is almost like a kind of like, not a religious figure, but I mean, he's somebody like the Dalai Lama of barbecue that, like, when you get back to the most elemental thing in barbecue, like, there's something pure about what he does.
It's almost like living history.
It is.
Yeah.
It's beyond. I mean, the guy blows me. Aside from being a really genuine, unbelievable, nice guy, I had the pleasure of meeting him at Metopia, up in New York, and
which is Josh Jaworski's gig.
Yeah, it was an insane event. Aside from that event, it was raining so hard. I remember I was barbecuing with Aaron Franklin. We were like ankle deep in water, afraid we were going to get electrocuted because we had like all these power lines underneath. Besides that, so we were cooking right next to them. These guys were just burning, making charcoal, and I'm like, oh man, I got to start doing that, And so it just became a reality. But Rodney Scott, he's unbelievable. This guy.
Did you ever make pig bone charcoal yet?
I have not.
That's something that Sean and Rodney do, where they burn down pig bones into charcoal. So it's like another layer of pigness.
Interesting, man. I got to try this stuff, man. That's pretty wicked.
Adam, look, I've like totally like elbowed out everybody in the radio show, but I emailed you last night. Hi. And
oh my God!
I'm trying to talk Adam.
Put your lipstick on slowly in the mirror.
I'm trying to talk Adam into cooking at Metopia, Texas. Can I tell them about the idea that I suggested?
And you can tell my answer to you.
Yeah, this is one of the best things I ever had. Like, I'm totally saving this email forever. So like, I wrote him. I said, what if we took a whole side of beef, boned it out, which is not that hard. All the primals, like the meat's on the outside. So you boned it all out.
If you're not fucking Voltron, that's heavy.
Well, yeah, I mean, anyway, you bone out a whole side of beef. You slather it with bone marrow and caul fat and maitre d' butter and black garlic.
Bone marrow. I will not talk to anyone that uses bone marrow in a fucking
it's good.
sentence.
Bone marrow's good.
It's overdone.
Whatever. Let's say you take out the bone marrow and you put something else in.
Fuck bone marrow.
Listen to this. Listen.
I'm upset.
All right,
Fuck
forget the bone marrow. You take the whole side of beef.
He's
You're
not
going to
his cake designer, Matt.
You take listen to this. Listen. You take the whole side of beef and you roll it up into a giant brajol. And then cook it on a monstrous spike over slow embers for hours and hours.
Okay.
And I wrote it to Adam, and he wrote me back and said, "Is this God speaking?"
I think that makes sense, but I think that like old primitive ways of cooking like that would have been on some fucking cave if it worked. What I would love to see is like the 1940s, 1930s. There was a thing they made that no one makes anymore. It's called a steamship round.
Oh yeah,
I got someone making it. I got a guy making it.
That's
a work of art.
To me, I've never had a steamship round done properly.
Though. Tell them what it is, because it doesn't sound like anything.
Go ahead, Adam.
Oh, you want me to?
Of course. You're famous. I'm not.
It's the hind quarter of the animal, and it's just cooked in such a way. It's very ceremonial, even down to the saber that they use to slice it. But it's just cooked through. It's just this enormous, impressive, giant roast beef cooked on the bone.
There's a whole ceremony how you carve it.
Oh yeah,
it's incredible.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, literally the whole.
It's like savoring the champagne,
and the leg and
the whole thing. And I think steamship rounds. Nothing. Crown roasts are all gone, and all these things.
Yeah,
are
well, they don't have the little
cool.
ruffles on the end. They used to have little ruffles.
But you could buy them at Restaurant Depot for $8.
Adam, I have a question for you.
Okay, but I got to just comment about the Crown Roast real quick, because that's one thing as a kid. I mean, I thought that was the ultimate dish to ever.
Me too, Adam.
Just to look at that, and I remember requesting it one holiday, and we got it, and the butcher was so excited to do it, and I got it, and they put all the ground lamb in the center of it. Oh,
well, tell everybody what it is. Not everybody knows what it is.
But Adam, real quick, here's the problem that I have is that when I went to culinary school, you know, they had all these things, salmon and aspic, and they had these crown roasts and this steamship round. And then I get out, and there's some asshole chef doing a beet puree with a fucking piece of roasted cauliflower, fuck you, and one lamb chop. And I had to produce this 700 times a night.
Right,
and I fell in love with the glory of late 70s.
See, that's why when
restaurant cooking.
This is exactly the right guy. The first time that I ever met Adam Perry Langer,
it's bullshit
listen
now.
To this.
Like foraging. Fuck you, foraging. I foraged for my keys in the 80s when I'm all cooked up and I think the cops are coming. I'll forage for my keys.
I thought that was Thursday.
Whatever. It rhymes with 80s.
Adam, do you remember the first time that we ever hung out? You made me a pork chop. And you put in cognac, heavy cream.
That's what
stock.
I'm talking about. But that's our culinary school roots. Like
that's the real
shit. You went to culinary school, and you're sitting there, and they had all the lobster shells and the cheesecloth. You know what I mean? And you're making this fucking stock that takes 9 hours. And then all of a sudden, I go into the real world, and I'm cooking in a French kitchen in New York, and I have like gigantor tongs. And I'm putting pieces of cauliflower on top of a celiac puree. Fuck you. I want a fucking piece of beef the size of my
Are we
mom.
related?
I'm over it. I'm so upset. I was sold a pack of goods that are garbage.
I think so. I think that stuff's coming back, and I love that you're so passionate about it, because
we got to bring it back.
It's true. I mean, I love these classics that are out there, and you know, the classics went through this phase where they were the classics, and then they were slightly interpreted, and then they were just completely removed and then lost. And
right, because the sensors that are in everyday life are falling into food, and that's impossible. I mean, today, before the show, I sat and I drank a bunch of bourbon and had shrimp cocktail.
And we all had cronuts.
Because I thought that was perfect.
And Ozerski is still in the pulled pork.
You know, I sat there, and they had the fresh horseradish and the cocktail sauce, and that's living.
Right. Well, I mean, the problem is, Adam, maybe correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like a lot of the guys that are cooking now came up eating tweezer food. So, their whole point of view is different than your point of view or our point of view. Am I wrong about that?
Well, I mean, I try to stay away from intense gross generalizations, because I think deep in the heart of every true cook or every true chef, I think they really do have a deep reverence for different time periods of food, and it's not. And anybody who just basically says, "Well, this is all I'll do," I just don't really pay much mind to. I think there's really a place for just everything as a moment in time. Now, I don't really my answer in terms of getting into barbecue and live fire cooking was really my kind of answer, my fuck off to the immersion cookers and all the different.
Fuck those people.
Yeah, because
fuck those Mr. Gadget,
but
Mr.
don't get me
Wizard
wrong,
motherfuckers.
I think that it has its place. I think.
Yeah, we won't even put a fan in our firebox.
I'm not gonna subscribe to a whole cuisine whose patriarch has fucking tongue cancer.
Ooh, that's not a nice thing to say.
It's not, but it's the truth.
That's not.
Old French chefs.
Reel it in, pal.
I'm sorry, I get very excited.
But there is a larger point. To me, Adam, tell me if you think this is wrong. To me, sous vide is a perfect symbol of everything that is wrong. It's like the analog versus digital divide.
Right. But look at this.
I agree with you.
Don't deny it. I think it has its place, but it's not the answer. I think that this stuff is. I didn't get into cooking to push a button. I would have been
Thank you.
A lawyer or something. I don't know what I would have done, but I wouldn't have cooked. And everything that cooking is about is not that. But I think it does have its place, and I think it does. It's just not the answer. I'll say that.
Adam, the stuff that I eat from your restaurant, before I go back into New Jersey, it's rooted in something so old that I eat it. It's fantastic.
Listen,
I enjoy your food every day.
I mean, you can only imagine what Adam's food is like when Adam himself is cooking it. I mean, you've had.
I
a
hope
few
you guys.
of them.
Are you guys ever going to come out to LA anytime soon? You know, this thing I'm putting together. I'm telling you, it's as intense and as real as I mean. This is like the pinnacle of everything I've been working towards.
Don't you have like a metal shop now, and you're making your own knives and machines?
Yeah,
and
I
stuff?
just got back from Sturgeon Bay, Wisconsin, because I got into metalwork some time ago, and I finally just put together a metal shop here in Lawndale. So I've been into forging steel and creating things. Everything centered around meat and beef. Like, I wasn't really happy with a lot of the knives and things that people are putting out there, just like as a diner. So I've just been getting into making cutlery and things along those lines.
Yeah, if you're in L.A., though, they say you're going to have your sliced beef short rib with pickles, sweet onions, pulled, or your pork butt, green apples, and much more. It's at 6835 Hollywood Boulevard. Is Kimmel going to be out there cooking with you? Because I know he's a chef also.
Well, you know, look, him and I, we cook all the time together. He's the fucking best. He really is unbelievable. I don't know. I hope he will, you know, but he's busier than can be. But at the same time, you know, I know we'll be eating there a lot. That's for sure. I hope he comes to cook with me.
Hopefully you get him back to Fat Kimmel. I love that.
Yeah, he's awesome.
Yeah, we're running out of time, but it's AdamPerryLane.com. Thank you, Adam, for calling in. It's been a great treat.
Man, thanks for having me. Great country. Thanks, Pat, also for the compliments, and Josh, fucking amazing. Great.
Listen, I give you a compliment too.
Yeah,
I just want to add one thing. Adam's book is called Charred and Scruffed. No one who's serious about live fire cooking should be without it.
Fair enough.
Awesome, bud. Thanks, pal.
Thank you, guys.
Be good.
We have only time for maybe one more call. Rich from Georgia.
Hey,
Yeah.
hey guys, I was going to say that you need a book about cooking it open a flame if you're north of
Well, okay, boy. Jimmy, Mississippi. Yeah, enough of you.
Hey.
Tim Byers' book is like, what he's talking about is Tim Byers' book.
So you think near? That guy's in his metal shop making cool stuff down at the restaurant where Leslie and Gary have the restaurant. Gary made what he calls a redneck theft prevention device. Ooh. And what this guy did, he had a couple of kids climb in through the smokehouse through the screen. And they took food out of the fridge and they didn't even eat it. They threw it out behind them. They were vandalizing. He took metal mason jars, broke them in half, and superglued them to the beams where these kids had to put their fucking hands to climb into his smokehouse.
Redneck security. Redneck security.
That's all we make down. That's all they know how to make down.
I used to help. Somebody help. That's my secret.
Jim in Mississippi.
Jim in Mississippi. What's your question?
Anybody from the north? Where's all the Jews? I mean, like, I don't understand. Like, what's this, like Jim Crow Jews?
Yeah, I mean, they're not in Mississippi.
All right, Jim.
Dude, I'm right here.
Jewish-ish.
I wanted to find out what else you could use the sauce for, and what else you could use the Bloody Mary mix for.
How bad is it? Is it Clear Range?
Wow, that's somebody that knows us. The Bloody Mary mix is great on just about everything. We use it as a simmer liquid.
Just breaking news. Hello, who is this? Pat Martin's back on.
Hey, Martin, let's get this Bloody Mary mix into your restaurants.
Sorry, Jim.
Pat, Adam Pear Lane told Cuban, shut up.
He just figured out the mute button. You know? I'm sorry, we interrupted. What's it? Hey, hung up. I stayed up for all this time.
We gotta wrap it up.
Just keep eating.
No.
We have a couple more minutes.
I wish we could go for like 5 more hours. I could do this like 5 more hours.
I'd love to hear Leslie tell us more about the Bloody Mary mix.
No. But do you have anything to add before we head out, Josh?
I think everyone should eat in all Metopia events. New York, Texas, London, and possibly Atlanta or Monterey.
When's the next Metopia happening?
The next Metopia is actually, I'm going to go ahead and say this. It hasn't been formalized, and the date hasn't been set, but we're going to have, it's the 10th anniversary of Metopia, we're going to have a small, elite, upscale 2-day Metopia at the top of the Mondrian Soho Hotel.
Wow.
Wow.
So, do you need us to come pour Bloody Marys?
Fuck yeah.
Right on. We're fucking in then.
I have no events.
What about?
I'd like to be invited.
What about Israel Klein that's making your cake?
He's making my wedding cake, you asshole.
Isn't that Chaim Melvin?
Nobody eats the fucking wedding cake.
And the Ubons, thank you guys for bringing your delicious pulled pork.
Thank
And
you.
my buddy,
It's our pleasure.
and my buddy from Heartland Brewery.
who brought all the booze for us.
Yeah, fantastic.
Thank you.
Oh, well,
Carrie Martin.
We still have time.
I'll throw this out there.
Due to Carrie, I misjudged the time. So if you do have a question, 866-969-1969.
I'm in trouble, man.
I have a question. I'll be a call-in. Okay, long-time listener, first-time caller. I have a Midtown escort doing in-call service next Thursday.
Nice.
I'm looking for a girlfriend experience. What kind of egg foo young should I bring?
The Cuban.
Small noodles, because what you want to do is later you want to freeze it and use it as a sex pillow.
I'm learning new things every time I come to New York
Am
City.
I the only one that knows that? You know that I know a guy who's very wealthy.
Okay.
And one day I was sitting there bullshitting with him, and he goes to me, you use hookers? So I'm like, no, not right now. But
Relaxation therapists.
he's like, I hire hookers, and I have them have sex with a legion of mannequins that I have in the living room. And then I masturbate watching them kiss my mannequins. This is a true story. This guy owns like 30 fucking restaurants.
Roland's wishing it was 10 minutes
And
ahead right now.
I said, that's fucked up, Roland. You know what I mean? Like,
That's a lot of mannequins.
I'll tell you, people who own multiple restaurants, I won't say who it is, but I know a guy who owns several restaurants.
Your cousin.
Listen, this guy is like a pervert's pervert.
Tell me who he is.
I won't say, but here's the
Write
cool
it
thing.
down.
Like when he talks about like what he likes in terms of a woman's bust, he's like, "Oh, I
They
like
have to be
700."
under,
No.
They have to be under 97 degrees.
I think about 700 cc's. You know,
What?
800 cc's.
Are you serious?
Yeah, because that's the silicone.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I've been a guy for a couple days. I can't do my taxes, but I know what the fuck 700 cc's are.
What's the next article you're working on right now? For
I'm
Esquire?
doing for Esquire. I have a big thing coming out about Chinese pork. The Chinese bought Smithfield pork, so it's like the axis of pork evil now.
That's going to really affect us down at U-Bonds.
It is.
Well,
And then
they cook a lot of
Why
pork.
is it going to be the axis of pork
because
evil?
like
What the fuck's that all
Smithfield
about?
pork is pure evil. Everything horrible you ever heard of came under their umbrella.
Why?
Because they're a giant commodity. They're an umbrella corporation.
So
they're
we hate them
holding
because they're
company.
big? We don't hate Apple?
We hate them because they bought. Okay, here's the thing with pork, okay? Pork, you can do it two ways. You can have animals and feed them and eat them, which is the way you're supposed to do it. Or you can create a giant factory like iPhones and like cut off their tails and noses and like squeeze them into gestation crates. That kind of evil shit makes bad tasting food. It's bad for people, and it doesn't help anybody except the shareholders in a giant faceless umbrella corporation that doesn't even have an owner. And now it's being bought by China, which is an even larger and more
they
impersonal
like shit
entity.
like that.
Listen, in China, you know what they do in China?
Like
in
Occupy
China,
Wall Street.
in China, they will
Occupy
cook
Swine
the
Street.
feet on a duck while it's alive. They'll serve a deep fried
That's
fish
bad.
that's half alive and half dead.
That's bad.
Well, it's not good. And I love Chinese food.
I got to adjust my bad and good. So, okay, so it's bad to do this to a pig?
Yes. Listen, I love meat. I'm the ultimate meat eater, but I love animals too.
Happy animals make
But
tasty meat.
if God didn't want us to eat animals, he wouldn't have made them out of meat.
That's a good bumper sticker line, but it obfuscates.
I have a Mazda too.
Well,
I can't fit
we
it.
we are out of time right now. I just want to thank Adam Perry Lane for calling in, Dominic Ansel for bringing the cronuts, U-Bonds for bringing the delicious pulled pork,
U-Bonds sauce
Josh-
and U-Bonds barbecue Bloody Mary mix.
Josh Orzensky.
Oh, fucking
Knock him out, bro.
Was it Orzens? Or
Did you say John Krasinski was
Josh
here?
Orzensky?
Shit, Mamsa. I know you know how to spell my name.
If he still wrote for time,
He
he'd
ran
know his
the
name.
whole
This is like
show.
Rupert Krupkin? Popkin?
Joe McHale, Pat Martin, and
Joe McHale. Brad Fine at El Molino.
and Brett
Get the garlic
Eldridge
bread.
for taking these two.
Pat Martin's still waiting on the phone. That's the
Pat Martin is going to call in and eating in it.
Pat Martin's roasting a pig live.
The food court is now closed.
Thank you.
Bye.
The food court is closed. This is Roland Campos. After years of living in New York City, he's experienced it all. From burgers to bonbons, Roland has taken more than a bite out of the Big Apple. He comes to you today, ready to rate all of New York City's food. This is the Food Court.
Welcome to Roland's Food Court, the second show we are having right now. We have a busy show today that I overbooked. Sam said I was a moron for overbooking it. But please call us at 866-969-1969, 866-969-1969 for your questions. Back on the food court, we have Carl Ruiz.
Hello.
From Blue Rock Consulting, a.k.a. The Cuban, and the owner of Maria's Italian Specialties.
There you go.
Recently on Triple D.
Yeah.
And then now we have Iron Chef Michael Simon here.
Hello.
Thank you. And Chef Sarma. that shot messed me
I just
up.
want to skip it. I want to be like Oprah in the chair and
it's just like
skip
someone hit my brain. I'm like,
yeah, Melangailis. It's a Latvian name.
And we have Julia here from SiriusXM. She's here to make a cocktail. And pretty soon we're going to have on the phone Randy Gerber. He's going to call in to promote his...
It's a good-looking dude.
And he's calling in to promote his... Oh, there he is. George Clooney's Tequila. And we'll get him really quick. Is he on? Hello?
Okay, now he's on.
Oh, Randy?
Yes.
Oh, hi, Howard. Thank you for calling the Food Court Show.
Sure.
I'll lay the land out here. It's a busy show. We have Chef Michael Simon here.
Right.
Sarma Malang.
Skip it.
Sarma. And we have Carl Ruiz. He's a consultant.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, I've been drinking your tequila, so my slurs are going to happen.
Nice,
it's very delicious.
I love it.
So, how do you and George decide to get tequila together?
Well, we were spending a lot of time in Cabo, and we're hanging out at a couple of hotels, and the bartenders were always turning us on to different tequilas, and there was nothing really that great out there. So we decided, number one, to build a few houses for ourselves in Cabo, and number two, to do our own kind of a house tequila.
So do people find it, they want to buy it because of Clooney? Or, I mean, I thought it's delicious either way of who made it, but it's like you and Clooney's been buddies forever.
We've been buddies for a long time. But, no, we did it just because, we wanted one for ourselves. So the fact is we got it out there, but we made it for ourselves, and we've been drinking it for the past 5 years. We just decided to launch it after, all of our friends were asking us to send them bottles, and we were doing that over the years. And then finally, the distillery said, "Hey guys, we can't be sending you all these bottles as samples because you're ordering too many. So you got to figure this out." So George and I decided let's launch it. So we teamed up, with our buddy Mike Melvin and George and I, and we said, "Hey, we're drinking it, so let's turn everyone on to it."
Yeah, it's called Casa Amigos, and it's CasaAmigosTequila.com. I love the commercial with you, Clooney, and your wife, Cindy Crawford.
Yeah, thanks. It was pretty funny. That came about after a night of George and I polishing off a bottle of the Casamigos Reposado, and
they should have just called it really good-looking people tequila. We're better looking than you are tequila.
Perfect. Is it true George actually crushes the agave with his feet?
Agaves?
Yeah.
Oh, we all do. We go out in the fields, we pick them, we crush them. Yeah, we're just. No, actually, we work with an amazing distillery. These guys really know what they're doing, and they pay so much attention to it, and it's been something they've been doing for hundreds of years, and so for us it was just important to team up with the right guys, the right distillery in Jalisco, and they created something that we really love. I mean, people seem to love it. We're getting huge ratings. We're getting 5 stars and A ratings, and so we were lucky. I mean, we could get it out there, but the true success is what's in the bottle, and people are coming back and ordering it, night after night. And as I said, the tequila aficionados have all given it like the highest rating.
Yeah. Are you into rum now? The Cayeche rum?
Yeah, Caliche, I launched almost a year ago, and that's with the Seraille family out of Puerto Rico. And for me, once again, I just wanted an amazing rum, and so I did this ultra premium rum called Caliche. And this family's been in the business since the 1800s that I teamed up with. They sell 70% of the rum in Puerto Rico is all done by the Seraille family.
So I teamed up with the right guys, and it's, people are now switching from vodka to caliche because you're drinking on the rocks, and the same with Casamigos was tequila. We wanted the smoothest, best tasting tequila you could have, and something that you didn't have to cover up with salt or lime.
I have a question for you. It seems like you're just mimicking Sammy Hagar. First you're not making some tequila, now you're making rum. Does Sam know about this?
Sammy knows about it. He says, hey man, I've had your tequila. It is off the charts. It's great. Congratulations. And then he said, by the way, and I'm doing a rum, so I'd love to talk to you about it.
But Sammy doesn't have Stacy Keibler or Cindy Crawford.
What the fuck, man?
He's doing okay, though. Sammy's doing okay.
If I want to come back in another life, I want to be you.
Definitely.
That's what I want to do.
All the perks without the celebrity bullshit. You're the best guy in the world.
And a restaurateur, you own whiskey bar. I was there in Vegas. I got wasted many times there and pissed my pants once there. I apologize.
Your wife's good looking.
Yeah, she's sure is.
Yeah, after you drink your tequila, 2 bottles to get a girl that looks like her in my vision.
That's what you should say. You should say, drink some tequila, and then maybe your wife will look like mine.
All right, thank you, Randy, for calling in. Though it's at the Twitter, it's Casa Amigos, and your website is CasaAmigosTequila.com.
Yep, that's it.
Thank you very much for calling in.
Thanks, guys. All right, good talking to you.
Bye.
Okay, bye.
And the favor is done. Yeah, we have Michael Simon here, and his Twitter is Chef Simon, Symon, and his restaurant is www.lolabistro.com. It's in the Cleveland area, and he's on ABC, The Shoe, which I love. It's one of my favorite shoes.
The Shoe.
Yeah, it's my Hispanic.
It's all about footwear.
The Latin version. And
everybody kept thinking when I was, because I'm nasally in Midwestern, everybody keeps going, you're on a show, The Jew? I'm like, no, The Chew. It's not The Jew, it's The Chew.
You kind of are.
Yeah. I'm going to make latkes.
Yeah, they run the network, so like, hey.
You kind of are.
Yeah. How is it being an Iron Chef, though? I mean, is it difficult, though, when you compete against like Bobby Flay, who's a little bit smug sometimes?
Oh, hey, now he's my best friend. Be careful.
But he does want to beat people, though.
Well, he does. Both of us. I mean, we're very competitive people. Bobby's a born and bred New Yorker, so he definitely has that New York attitude to him. But I mean, to me, it's always fun. I've been doing it for 6 years now, so I love the idea of competing. I love kicking the shit out of people. I think it's very fun. Like, your friends come on to beat you, you thump them, and then you get to make fun of them for the rest of their lives. So.
Is it difficult, though, to come up with the recipes on the fly?
Well, it's fast-paced. I think the biggest problem people have is the advantage that you have as an Iron Chef now. Like, I've done 34 battles, I think. So I'm like 31-3 or something like that. But the advantage that we have is I know the kitchen. So, as a chef, you go around, you know where everything is, so you can get to it quicker. When someone comes in to do Iron Chef, even if they have a basic plan in their head what they want to make, they stumble to find the pots and pans, where certain spices are, so we get home court advantage, which helps a lot.
Oh, nice. Yeah. We were talking recently about Yelpers with a lot of people. How do you guys feel about them? Because it seemed like a person goes to a restaurant now, eats in one meal, and they said, okay, I'm a foodie now, and I'm going to trash a restaurant for no reason. If the air's wrong, if the credit card machine doesn't work.
I hate Yelp. I think it's the biggest bunch of bullshit.
They should die in a
fire.
fire.
Does anybody in the restaurant business like Yelp? Anyone? I don't think so.
No. I laugh. To me, it's you judge a restaurant by if it's full or busy or not. And even critics, you're going to get. Food is subjective. So. When people are spouting off what they feel is good service, I think it's hilarious. On the Chew, like every other week, Mario and I read our bad reviews on Yelp, so like a very kind of like Fallon-esque. We read them very with sexy candlelit music in the back. It's very funny, but to me, it's like a joke. It's like these are the people that if I always tell people, if you have a bad experience in my restaurant, tell me and I'll fix it. But don't not say anything to anybody and then run home and think you're a food critic.
But that's not the same person. They're punks. Right. Like the person that complains on Yelp is the person you go up to the table, you're like, how's everything? Fine. And they get home and, they're like, I have 6 cats, my wife's 400 pounds. You're going to get it, Michael Simon.
Or they just never left their basement in the first place.
I didn't make it to Comic-Con this year. You're going to die.
You're a dead man walking.
You're a dead man.
We had a there was, I guess, this person on Yelp that bashed us like numerous times, and one of my managers became obsessed with them and kept finding their whatever, however you trace people online. I have no clue.
He seems like a closet Yelper.
And found out it was the restaurateur next door.
Oh my God.
Writing bad reviews
They
about a
shouldn't be
restaurant.
allowed to be anonymous.
I know.
I had a restaurateur next to me call the health department and tell the health department he's way too busy to be doing everything the right way.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah, we have
Imagine that.
We have a call. Charlie or Eddie from Chicago hates Yelp too. Eddie.
Yeah, how you doing, guys?
Doing all right.
The thing about Yelp is you don't even have to have gone to the restaurant to Yelp about it. We had so many complaints at my restaurant that has never even been there.
Right. Yeah, that's what's nice about like Open Table and stuff, is at least they've had to go to write the review.
Right.
Yeah, if you want to call in again, it's 866-969-1969, 866-the damn tequila, 866-969.
Damn you, Randy Gerber, perfect life guy.
I know, 866-969-1969.
Wow.
Wow. We have a Sarma M here. Yeah. Was Bill Clinton recently visit your restaurant?
Yeah, he was in a couple nights ago.
Like in the restaurant's Food and Wine?
Pure Food and Wine.
Pure Food and Wine.
Yeah.
Did he make out with anybody?
No, he didn't. No, not this time. No, he's been in. This is his third time in. Last 2 times I was there, but this time I had stopped by with my dog like half hour before, and then I went home, and I, very unlike me, didn't look at my phone, so I didn't see the text coming in that he was in, because I live right nearby, and but he came in, had dinner, and had a good time.
Was he with Hillary or no?
No, he was.
She needs a little raw food, actually.
I mean, he looks good though, right?
She slipped on a Twinkie or something and got a concussion.
The first time he came in, that was before he went vegan. So I don't, maybe we had.
He's a lot healthier now than even as someone who.
Well, he's rich now.
I could never go vegan, but
say never.
Well, I never will. I mean, I
thought
eat
that
tons
before.
of vegetables. I eat tons and tons of vegetables. I'll be clear about that.
Yeah,
I eat
next to
tons
a
of
head
vegetables.
cheese, there's a slice of head cheese.
I just need it next to a big. There's my.
And his book is called Michael Simon Carnivore.
We have vegan raw food, and my cookbook is called
I know.
Carnivore.
Now I feel like an asshole. I didn't bring my.
I didn't
bring my cookbook.
As I look at you, I think you'd be delicious, right?
I used to go to the zoo, and I used to get hunger pains at the zoo.
You sound worse than Randy just saying, there's the garbage tequila out there.
No, but it's to his credit, he is much healthier now than he was, how long ago? 5-6 years ago. How long ago did he go vegan?
I think about 5 or 6 years ago.
Yeah, but
he's dating again.
But your book is my Bible, though. It's full of delicious meat recipes.
Thank you very much.
I'm bringing you. I didn't bring my books. I'm going to send you my books.
My book
they're going to be like
my book
dueling
ain't your book.
Bibles. I got 2. 2 Trumps.
Yeah, I go SeaWorld. I go medium rare raspberry sauce. SeaWorld zoos are the worst for me. I get too many hunger pains. You recently did create a lace chip for a lace?
I didn't create one. No, we just judged one. It was interesting. I'd never done anything like that before. We
judged at what?
Eva Longoria and I, Lay's had this contest
another ugly person.
Another ugly person. They said you get to dance with Eva Longoria for 5 days. I said I'm in.
You didn't even have to learn how to play basketball.
I've always said for years, as a chef, I eat almost zero processed foods. Never really do. But my guilty pleasure has always been Lay's salt and vinegar chips since I've been a kid with my dad.
That's delicious.
So Lay's salt and vinegar chips and French onion dip. So they asked me to do this contest where they just regular people submitted flavors, and whoever's flavor ends up winning gets $1 million prize.
Wow.
Yeah, it's a good contest.
Which flavor won?
But no one has won yet. There's 3 finalists. It's sriracha, chicken and waffles, and garlic bread with cheese.
Ooh.
Which one do you want to win?
Salt and vinegar.
Because it works with other food. How's a chicken and waffle thing going to work with any other food?
Oh, I don't know. I just think it's interesting that people. As a chef, I think it's always interesting flavor combinations that people think work.
Yeah.
So as you're reading all these things that people are submitting and stuff like that, it's always interesting to think what people think tastes good and what actually tastes good.
Yeah, and I was looking at your OneLuckyDuck.com, Sarma, about it's like full of organic and vegetarian foods. They can order even for your pets.
Yeah, the website has our packaged snacks and cookies and snacks and things that we make under the One Lucky Duck brand. It's all raw, vegan, and organic, and also happens to be gluten-free. And then we sell other products as well. We sell really clean skincare and stuff for your house and apparel, and then a growing section of stuff for your pets because I'm a dog person now.
You used to work for Bain Consulting or
Bain Capital?
Bain Capital.
For Mitt Romney?
I did work for Mitt
That's
Romney.
awesome.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
It's funny because people are very snotty about like, no, I didn't work for consulting. I worked for Bain Capital. It's different. But yeah, I did. I worked for Mitt Romney. So
that's cool. Your father went to MIT. He's a physicist.
He worked at MIT for years.
No brains in your family, huh?
My mother was a chef.
There you go.
Studied
Should have
with,
brought my taxes in today.
Right? No, she studied with Madeline Kamen. I don't know.
I know Madeline very well. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, she was sort of trained in classical French cooking, and then I went to FCI and learned how to make stocks and got really good at butchering and all that. And then a couple of years later, just flipped and went mostly vegan raw.
Those culinary schools. I mean, I went to a culinary school. I went to FCI the other day, and we were doing. We helped the senior students pass their exam, and we judged their food and stuff. And the whole time I'm sitting there, I'm like, guys, like, this gets really fucking crazy after you leave here. There should be a course that says, okay, go make $300, work for a coked up guy that's going to black out on you for a month, and then see what happens. Like, there's such a jump from like food, from the food schools to.
Well, I think a lot. I mean, I'm old, so I mean, when I went to culinary school, it was much different than it is now. There were two of them, and there was no Food Network, Celebrity Chef, any of that stuff. Like, I mean, there was Jacques and there was Julia and Madeline, but there were few. It was a different time. Now there's probably hundreds of culinary schools, so there's these students coming in from everywhere, and they have this strange opinion, or not even opinion, but thought process on what's going to happen once they graduate. Like I remember we do at Lola we do stages. You have to stage for 2 days, and then they decide whether they want to work there or we want them to work for us. So this kid was in on a stage, and he went to put. We give him like, basic tasks to do, like toast pine nuts. So Derek, our corporate chef, said, "Did you set a timer?" "Oh, chef, I don't need a timer." 5 minutes later, Derek walks by, pine nuts are black. Right. So Derek gets into him a little bit. The kid starts crying and leaves. So I'm like, this ain't gonna work out. So, and I mean, Derek didn't even get into him like
a man would.
Like anybody. I mean, like when I was growing up,
because his dad we've had him with timeouts all the way to cooking
George
school.
Perrier would stab us with meat forks if we didn't keep up.
Somebody cried when I was at FCI during the final exam.
He just started crying.
Somebody broke down, cried. I felt really bad for him, but it was like,
well, you put that.
But Mike, you went to CIA.
I did, but wait,
it gets tough.
It gets better this was lunch. About halfway through dinner service, the host, they come get me in the kitchen. They said, "Chef, someone needs to talk to you on line 2. It's very important." I get on the phone. It's the kid's mom yelling at me for making their son cry. I'm like, ooh, this is going to be bad. I should have said the kid had him work for Burke. Forget about it.
David Burke is here. David Burke just walked in. And again, the call, the number is 866-969-1969, 866-1969.
In the corner.
866-969-1969, and we have Murph from Georgia on the phone.
He brought books too. I'm such a bad self-promoter. I didn't bring books.
But you're better looking than any of us.
I know. I'm going to bring books next time.
Murph, go ahead with your question. We have David Burke, Michael Simon, and Sarma.
He's the bartender. He'll get you what you need. What do you need?
Hey, first, Roland, thanks for doing this again, buddy. But for the chefs, it's kind of a two-parter. When I go to a really slow restaurant, sometimes I'll just ask the waitress or waiter, do you mind going back and asking the chef if he can just surprise me? So, one, is that obnoxious of me to do? And two, what are your favorite dishes to prepare?
Michael?
I think it depends on, like you said, the pace of the night. If the restaurant's not that busy, I think most chefs, even when the restaurant is relatively busy, are very happy to make you something special or to make your experience more special. But, you got to kind of get a feel on what's going on at the restaurant.
Right.
I don't know. I like to prepare what's in season. I'm mostly pork. Pork makes me the happiest.
Ooh, delicious.
Yeah.
Nice.
Anything that has anything like a little animal and then you can put sauce, I'm in.
Little animal with sauce.
Yeah.
Little
You guys
animals
are-
with
you guys
sauce.
are
How do you
killing
feel
me.
about little animal? Jump in. Be aggressive.
I'm not saying nothing.
You're gonna outlive all of us by 70 years. You might as well start talking about it.
I'm not gonna say anything. If she was ugly, I would be all over it.
I believe the Mayans have been fucking barbecue all the way.
Yeah, they did all right.
Yeah. And we have David Burke who just walked in. Thank you for joining the show.
The legendary.
Nice to be
The
here.
legend, yes.
How are you guys?
Doing well. I just recently read that your Chicago Steakhouse voted America's best steakhouse.
I think so.
Yeah, Chicago. Yeah, by Travel Leisure.
Yeah, I didn't. I heard that, but I didn't get the facts. But I appreciate that.
Yeah, they said it was named the best steakhouse in America.
You're very proud of that. Thank you.
No, you're welcome.
We're
Thank-
7 years old there, and it's good. It's good to stay.
Time goes fast.
Stay current in this market.
I remember when you were at River Cafe. That's how fast time goes.
He was 26, Mike. 26.
How old are you now, Berkey?
51 as of last week.
My wife's age.
Yeah.
Wow.
I was 26 at the river.
Do you feel like as you go on, you see like, the guys you mentored in the kitchen now are moving on, owning their own kitchens and successful?
Yeah, I want to work for them now. No. It's a good feeling to see people, or get a phone call at 3 a.m. Some guy that got 3 stars in Arkansas, and he's drunk with his crew.
In Arkansas.
Or anywhere. I mean, it is a good feeling.
I mean, I recently had your burger at Bloomingdale's. It was bacon, cheddar, caramelized onions, and I had tears when I ate them. It was that delicious.
That won a big award, actually.
I
too.
cried because you felt bad.
Didn't win the burger bash like Michael, but
I ate it and slept like a bear all night long. It's so good.
The best is the first time I met David Burke. I was doing a restaurant about 11 years ago in Edgewater, New Jersey. It's a Nuevo Latino restaurant. I just finished working with Douglas.
Yeah.
And I come up to him and I'm like, David Burke, I'm a big fan of yours. Welcome to my restaurant. He goes, my wife likes this fucking place. Not me.
First of all, it was a girlfriend. It wasn't a wife.
Whatever.
I liked it too. What happened was every time I went there, he ran out of pig. He had a suckling pig. I went there for it 3 times, and it was always out of it. So I was a little
out of his mind, mad as hell. Fuck out of here, little fat new chef. I'll stab you in the eye.
But
little Jersey boy.
People don't realize that chefs do drink while they cook. Though. I mean, it's part of the tradition.
Well, you have to because
people are assholes.
Opening a real restaurant is crazy.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
The pressure.
The best is when I hear like people like, oh, I only do a restaurant that's perfect and organic and this and that. Meanwhile, the investor that put the money in sells Malaysian babies. It's a stressful thing, you know.
My rule is different. I drank when I cooked until I owned my own restaurant. Then I quit drinking while I was cooking.
That's a good rule.
Yeah.
We have a Rick from Charlotte asking you guys a question.
Hey guys, first off, enjoying the show. I had a question about tipping, but before I get into that, the Lay's contest. I have a friend that works at Lay's, and I don't know whether this was a chip that maybe wasn't one of the finalists. It's not one of those 3, but she hooked me up yesterday.
You're boring us, Rick.
See you later, Ricky Bobby.
Let's get a pad in Pennsylvania. Adios, Rick.
Who cares about your fucking potatoes?
I have a friend who eats shit.
Dude, sell your cat, buy a dog.
Yeah, just go in the driveway and smack your head against the car. But Pat in Pennsylvania, I hope your question's better.
All right, I'm going to try. I just got like a tidbit. That's what I just want you to answer my question.
Lord Almighty. John in Pennsylvania will try him better.
Hey, guys, I live in Florida, and we think we got the best seafood there. Where do you guys think the best seafood comes from, around the United States? What coast or where?
Nowhere. Stop eating seafood. It's sea life.
On that
seafood.
note, seafood. Each ocean has its own thing, buddy. This isn't Walmart. It's not what best aisle things are on. It's every place has its own thing. Pacific Ocean, Atlantic Ocean. Whatever other oceans.
Well, I think a lot of it's and it's also whose hands it's cooked in is often just as important.
I wish SeaWorld opened a restaurant, like a seafood restaurant. They have the product and get the sauces there. Sorry, Sarma.
Sarma's in a nightmares all night. They stuck me in this room with these 4 meat-eating vultures.
You can tell me to fuck off anytime.
It's all right. I'm used to it.
Yeah. Dave, when you were cooking, did you ever go through any hazing, or did you put the new chefs through hazing?
Oh, yeah.
Ooh, what kind of? If you tell a good story.
Well, we had something called Happy Pants. It was your first day, and this is before chef wear came out with comfortable pants. You'd rent pants from a linen company that never had pockets. And at the River Cafe, it was so hot because we worked there. It was a bar. Nobody wore underwear. And there was no pockets, so when somebody's first day, whether it was an extern, male, female, you'd carry a big pot of water, and none of the pilots worked, so you would say, buddy, light the pilot. Matches are in my pocket. And, of course, these days...
You go to prison for that. We used to... At Lola, when we first opened the original Lola, it was like a 6-foot hood and an 8-burner, and whoever kind of did the shittiest job that night had to take the vents out of the hood. That was your job. So we had this kid that worked for us, and his nickname was Meat, because he was a little thick in the dome. And so... It had nothing to do with his diet. Okay. So most nights he would have to take the filters out because he did something stupid throughout the evening. So he's up there and he's like swishing back and forth. I go, what is wrong with you? He goes, man, chef, I'm so chafed, man. I got monkey butt so bad.
Explain what you do when you get chafed in the kitchen.
So I go downstairs, go in the office, get some cornstarch, get yourself fixed, and quit your whining. So he comes back up, and he goes back up to the vents. He's like, man, I feel great, chef. I feel so good. And all of a sudden, he starts moving really weird. And I go, what's wrong? He goes, does cornstarch get sticky? And I said, the little yellow box? He goes, no, the 5-gallon bucket. I'm like, that was powdered sugar. So all of our, we have a very mixed staff, let's just put it that way, at the restaurant. So they just dove right in. Come here, sweet meat. You are looking fantastic. It was over. It was over.
Yeah. We have a Lady Trucker on the phone. Lady Trucker?
Oh.
Yes, man, that was a sweet story there, Chef. I'm curious, do you guys prepare any food with peanut butter?
Yeah. I was going to bring an hors d'oeuvre here that was homemade peanut butter, made with jalapenos, stuffed inside a date and wrapped in bacon.
Oh, wow.
But I did bring some snacks, but I didn't bring that because I couldn't get downtown. But we use peanut butter in pastry mainly, but sometimes in savory.
Yeah, I read that you do like beer, like Samuel Adams Alpine Spring Donut ice cream sliders.
Correct.
I dreamed about those. How delicious are those? Are they Krispy Kreme donuts?
Well, these are better than Krispy Kreme.
Oh, wow.
These go. And where is Krispy Kreme these days?
In jail.
Yeah.
At the commissary.
Donuts can be. And matter of fact, I ate a Fluffernutter donut at David Burke Kitchen 2 nights ago.
Oh, wow.
Which I thought was
that sounds delicious.
Insane.
That does.
How do you feel about Fluffernutter donuts?
I've never had one.
My uncle was on the team at Kraft that created Fluffernutter.
Oh, wow.
Outside of Chicago, which has nothing to do with my being in the restaurant business. But
what does it say when you think Kraft, C-R-A-F-T? That was what first popped in my head. And I went, what? They created?
Oh, you thought
no.
you were thinking Tom Colicchio?
Yeah, exactly. I'm like, what? They created? No. Fluffernutter? No.
I read that you did a fish story about you did a prank on the fish. It was like a fish eye.
Oh, fish eyes, yeah. That was another hazing. This was a big one. We would take the eyeballs out of the fish and put it in somebody's orange juice. And as you're sucking down the orange juice and shaking, it's an eye-to-eye kind of thing. That would actually get somebody to quit. And that made big guys cry. Tile fish eyes are pretty nasty.
We used to put Visine in the drinks of the managers that wouldn't bring us booze in the kitchen.
Yeah, that's
just watch them shit their pants. That was the best. Or the one bartender that would come. The one bartender that would come and eat everything off the line. We would take the grizzle off of steaks and make them look like steaks and leave them there. Just watch them chew on fat for an hour. That was my favorite.
That's fun. We got the number is 866-969-1969. We have Willis in Indiana to ask you guys a question.
Yeah, my fiance wants to cook me a nice meal tonight, and she's got one of those deep pots that has no Teflon coating. She's always had a problem of cooking meat in there and having it stick to the bottom.
Just go to Olive Garden, dude. You're good.
Oh,
you got breadsticks, crazy. They got a fried pepperoni lasagna. Bang it out. Read the review. There's some old lady did it.
Oh, she is a crafter also, and she has like some thick gauge wire on the spool, and she was thinking of making some kind of little thing to put on the bottom of the pot, then put the meat in and the water, whatever she's.
No. Is that she's cooking a steak? Tell her
No,
to get.
I think it's a pot roaster.
Chef, don't even get into this Vietnam right now, Chef.
Tell her when she get the pan hot first, then put in the fat, then get the fat hot. And when that all happens, make sure the meat is dry and seasoned, put it in the pan, and then leave it alone for like 4 or 5 minutes. And when it's caramelized, it'll just release itself from the pan.
Okay,
She's
wonderful.
had a seizure.
Thank you very much.
Get the fat hot.
And if not, just have some shaved raw
I
vegetables.
could have given her the same advice, even though I don't do that anymore.
Right,
but.
We have a big baby in Alabama.
Oh, gosh.
Oy.
Yes, sir.
Oh, hello.
Hello.
How's it going, Chef? Hey, Roland, what's happening, my friend?
How are you?
I wanted to ask the chef, what is his favorite?
Which chef? There's 9 chefs in here.
We have Chef Michael Simon, Sarma, Carl, and the chef David Burke.
The one that said he likes pork.
Simon?
He likes cooking pork, preparing
Michael
pork or whatever.
Simon.
What is his favorite pork dish? Barbecue.
You should buy his book, Carnivore, too.
I mean, I love a good smoked pork butt. Absolutely. Long smoked. We make a thing we call Cleveland barbecue sauce, which is stadium mustard, which is a brown mustard with vinegar and chilies. Real simple.
I guess E-Rock would love that with his fat ass.
He's one of our producers. He's become Slabo.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, he's out there somewhere. JR in Atlanta.
Is it ever appropriate to tip 0 on a meal?
Yes.
I've never done it in my life.
Yes.
Last week.
Yes.
No.
Okay. Should I? You guys talked earlier. Should I have brought that to the attention of somebody? Because I didn't talk to anybody. I just left 0. I've never done it, and she was awful. It was. And should I have said something to somebody?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
For sure. You should have approached a manager.
Did you yelp it,
or
you motherfucker? Did you yelp?
You should have approached a manager or the owner and got them involved right away. Right away.
And most places pool.
Yeah.
Yeah, except I screwed some other people. She didn't offer to top anything. Yeah, I certainly didn't want to screw the other people, so that wasn't my intention, so I should have
Thank
done that.
you, Oklahoma Bomber.
Speaking of bad service, we have Julia here. She's our local. She's be our bartender here for the night.
I know, I was supposed to be working, but I've just been standing here listening.
Yeah, Julia actually created a drink for today's show, if you want to...
I did, but I've been the only one drinking it. Sorry.
No, I've been drinking it.
Yeah, it's, I decided since we have actually quality tequila, which normally I don't drink of, it's, I just mixed Cholula, which is always delicious, because I like spicier tequila drinks. So mixed Cholula, lime juice, a little bit of Saint Germain, and a lot of tequila. Ooh. And it's delish.
Don't pass them around?
Maybe.
We'll try some of those.
Oh, yeah, I'll make a couple of drinks.
Oh, thank you. Ooh. Here's some food.
Got snacks coming around.
Yeah,
I bring gifts.
Nice, Burke. And the beer we're drinking is from Heartland Brewery. Awesome guys.
Yeah, Heartland Brewery came by and gave us snacks and a drink. And what are you guys' favorite food spots in New York? Like a go-to food spot?
Yeah.
What kind of food?
Any food, like your go-to food. Like if you're just craving something,
Mine's Barbudo.
Barbudo?
Waxman's place. Nice roast chicken, some gnocchi, good shaved raw vegetable salad.
Oh,
I think everybody likes simple food. Everybody assumes I'm going to go to vegan places, and I tend not to. But I like places that have enough things on the menu that I would feel comfortable ordering. Like I like Goat Town. They make very simple food. It's all in that farm to table, and they have enough things on the menu that don't have meat and fish. So.
Oh, nice.
Sarma, I must say, your restaurant, I ate there once. I thought it was fantastic. But
once?
I recommended it 600 times
Oh,
to
thank you.
annoying vegetarian people.
Nice.
And they've all come back and loved it. They're like, where do I go when I have 900 allergies and I'm not... Go to Pure Food and Wine.
Nice.
It's the only restaurant that's never kicked back to me. Everyone's like, oh, it was great. Good job. You know what you're doing. For you to do what you're doing is unbelievable. Nothing over 116 degrees?
Yeah, roughly 118.
What the fuck? Everything I do is over 250 degrees.
Yeah, I mean it's a
Imagine that,
totally different environment. There's no stoves, there's no ovens, so
that's
whole
I wouldn't even know what
pressure-
to do. Like, say I went back there. Like, say I brought a bunch of girls and I was single.
Right.
Sorry, Marie. Say I was single and I brought some girls back to your restaurant. I couldn't even make them free food. I wouldn't know. They'd all be eating cucumbers, which actually wouldn't be bad.
Yeah, there's a lot more prep involved. There's a lot of complicated
handwork,
prep involved. Right? But at the same time, it makes it easier, when it's time for service. It's a lot different when things don't have to be at the perfect temperature and all
So how do
coming
you
out at
put
the same
things
time.
together? I'm so curious. Like, do you have a table with apps ready?
No. Everything's made to, everything's sort of made to order, like, put together. Some things are kept warm in dehydrators, but there's no ovens or stoves. And obviously, a lot of things are either room temperature or warm, so it's not like the end of the world if it's sitting there for a minute.
Can you assemble a dish and then put a vinaigrette on it, and then?
Yeah. Everything's all done to order, but it's very different. You're not trying to cook a piece of salmon to medium rare and then also do a risotto and a steak all for the same table and have to get it at the right temperature, and then it has to stay hot and all go out at the same time. We have a little bit more leeway in terms of if a dish sits there for 60 seconds before it goes out to a table, It's not a big deal. The sauce isn't going to start to congeal or get cold.
I have a question for you. What in the cruelest jokes of all, my son's a vegan.
Oh, nice.
Which is,
That's so
it's like,
sweet.
oh yeah, you're a chef. You specialize in meat. I'm going to be a vegan.
There's worse ways to rebel.
No, absolutely. I love them to death, and it's fine. But what led you to cooking in this man? I mean, like, how did you all of a sudden say, I don't need ovens?
It started as an experiment. It started as an experiment. It was many years ago. I was supposed to go to Jean Georges 66 and Tribeca way back many years ago. This is 10 years ago. And this older gentleman said, "Oh, well, I'm eating a different way. Do you mind if we go to this other restaurant? It's vegan, it's raw." And I was like, "What the fuck?" I was pissed. I didn't want to go there. I thought it was going to be horrible. I was, just skeptical. And we went, and it was a lot better than I thought it would be. And he explained the whole philosophy behind it from a health perspective and why it makes sense to eat that way. And I became so intrigued, and I was working with a partner at the time, and I became very intrigued. And I also noticed that this place was really busy. It was tiny. It was really busy. And I thought, I looked at it and thought this could be done. If somebody did this food, but from a culinary perspective, it could be really amazing. And if somebody did it and made a nice restaurant out of it. So I thought about doing that, and then I thought, well, I'm just going to try this as an experiment for 2 weeks. And I thought I'm going to be craving meat, dairy, everything. And no, I felt like a different person. So then it just became kind of a permanent thing. I'm not like 100% strict, but that's kind of the way that I do things.
Can I jump in 1 second?
Yes.
I have a question about your cuisine, but I also want to give a plug for my go-to place.
This salmon with jalapeno.
Peasant.
I love
I was there last night. So.
Good restaurant.
The salmon is beyond amazing. It's like I'm crying right now.
Chefs always love simple food.
That was good fucking tuna.
Barbuto. It's like really well done, simple food, good ingredients.
Yeah, this is a Burke in the Box.
But I only
Burke
go
in
there
the
once
box.
in a while. But my question is the aroma of the food at 115. Could you create aromas? I mean, like, do you create aroma for food that?
Great question.
Yeah, no, it's just different. You come into our kitchens and it's like sometimes you walk in, it smells like basil or mint or other things. You definitely have aromas. I mean, it's not the same as like this immediate like caramelization going on in a pan. You don't have that.
Does
Everything
that still
takes
smell
a lot longer.
delicious to you, though? Like, when you smell a steak on a grill, does that still smell delicious to you, or is it so?
No, it does. It does smell good. It smells appealing to me.
It sounds like three guys
my mom,
trying to convince one guy to go back to the strip bar after he's
I'm just curious.
You still like titties?
Right.
So you don't look at titties anymore? There's no more titties.
Bro, one dance.
So there's no more titty? Titty's no good? Like, you can just see a titty?
It's crazy because like I said, my son's a vegan. So and like I said, I'm going to be a vegan with you for a month. I'm gonna experience the
now, did you do it?
I did it.
How was it?
Your book is made out of pig fat.
But here's the thing that I think. He is a vegan because he feels best when he eats that way.
Right.
It's when he feels best. When I was a vegan, I felt like shit. Like
I think it depends how you do it.
I thought I was going to die. No, but I mean, this is a chef doing it.
Yeah.
I still took in protein. I did all the right things. I just didn't feel good. My body, I think like there's that book, Eating by Blood Type or whatever, and I think there's truth to it. Like my body needs meat. And when I was a vegan, I was exhausted. I didn't feel good. I was very gassy. That was some crazy stuff. But like Carl,
barbecue pork doesn't do that.
But I mean, Lizzie was like, I've been with my wife for 20-something years, and she said, either get off the vegan diet or get another bedroom in the house. Like, this ain't gonna work. You know, it was just, but he feels great on it. He's never felt healthier.
Yeah, I think everybody's different. I mean, when I was younger, my mom says I used to chew on chicken bones and eat eggshells, and when I was little, it was like I loved anything on a bone. I mean, I was
so
weirdly
hot.
and then
right behind you.
I mean, I'm a strange vegan because I love.
Burke? I mean, there's nothing like a not fat girl saying something like that.
Because like we're chefs, so you have to understand. Like the girls that like us are gross. You're like, oh my God, you smell like your food.
I have a totally beautiful wife. I don't know what you're doing.
Hello.
I'm just saying, on the road.
Yeah, don't say that.
Yeah, if you want to call in, it's 866-969-1969. And we didn't ask you, Mr. Burke, how do you feel about Yelpers?
Oh, that's a good question.
We all hate them.
We all hate them. By the way, Chef Burke, you can say what you want.
They do love you, though.
Listen, everyone has their opinion. I think Yelpers are the least seriously taken opinion or social media people, at least in my organization, and I think amongst chefs at a certain level. But people need to be, if you can learn something, good, but a lot of the snarkism and all the bullshit that goes with it is not necessary. I mean, if you want to put yourself in a restaurateur's shoes for a couple of days and be a critic, you'll change your attitude real quick,
Yeah, how do you guys, each of you, I mean, you guys played all the food you guys play is like art. How do you guys learn that? Or just like, do you have like a mindset if you cook something, it's the way it's plated, or just film?
I think it's changed a little bit. I think years ago, 25 years ago, plating and creativity and architectural cuisine and the combination of certain ingredients and the finesse of a dish was much more important than it is today. I think sometimes you look at a dish, go back to art culinaires, and like, man, that looks so boring. Right. Or like, it looks like, wow, that took two guys to make that, not one. And I still think I love presenting beautiful food or whimsical or whatever you want to call it, but it has to be sensible. And things are cyclical. Bistro food, nouvelle cuisine. You see hints of nouvelle cuisine in molecular gastronomy. Right. And when you're old enough to have seen, and that's 30 years in the food business, you realize that stuff's going to come back around too. To be able to throw a pork liver on a plate, which you had last night at Peasant, was very good, with some prosciutto and center the plate and it's delicious. It's things come and go.
Well, and I think too, David. I mean, you were, for those that aren't, I mean, to me, you were the king of that food, like
the angry lobster.
All those. Like I used to tell
the
people,
angry lobster. Isn't it funny? Like you say. David Burke, like, oh, what's up? You know David Burke? Oh, he's the one that
angry
does
lobster. See, I say swordfish chop. I don't say angry lobster.
I say swordfish
Some
chop.
people say lollipops.
Yeah.
Some people say pastrami
I say
salmon.
swordfish chop because
But you were the most copied in the 80s and 90s, the most copied chef I think in the history of New York. Like I used to go to Jean Georges and I'm like, wow, did Burke take over the kitchen here? Wow. But and I mean, he's an amazing chef. I'm not taking anything away from him, but now I think food has changed a lot, and now like Waxman, my favorite chef, two of my favorite chefs are Mark Vetri and Jonathan Waxman. There's no pizzazz in the way they plate. I mean, Waxman, it looks like he tripped in the kitchen and the food fell on the floor.
But it tastes good.
That was awesome.
It's like, oh shit! Oh, there it is. Here you go.
God,
but it's
finally,
always,
it took an Iron Chef to say it.
But it's
that's
always
his thing,
delicious,
too. That's
and it
what
is
you
his thing.
expect.
But it wasn't always his thing.
No, when he first came to New York,
From
at
Michael's,
Yams,
remember the beet fan, the carrot fan.
Right. But he's a great chef. He knows how to cook.
Right.
He knows what people want.
One legendary story of David Burke is when he was at the cafe. I had someone that went to dinner there, and they still remember it because they said, we all had an oyster dish, and there was 6 of us. And each one of us had an oyster with a different presentation. Is that true, Burke?
Yes.
That's fucking psycho.
Back then we used to keep...
Imagine that.
We have a 50 Cent DJ here, is Who Kid.
Right here.
And he's not really a foodie. He's an
idiot.
Yeah, an idiot with food.
What are you talking about? I went to Nobu yesterday.
Oh, you did?
Duh. You
Party on.
think I'm a nigga or something? What the fuck is wrong with this guy? Yo, you trying to be like black people? There's so much white people here.
I know.
I usually see like 1 or 2 guests. I've never seen more than like 10 white people in here, and my show is fucked up. Mad niggas and strippers over there.
You want to say something crazy? She used to work for Bain Capital.
No way.
From
Yeah,
Miami.
these
Are
are
you
real
serious?
white people, the real ones.
Yeah, you're like the Illuminati or something, man.
Very white bullshit.
Ah, man. Give me some money.
We're shaping the future.
No, I had a great day. Today's B.I.G.'s RIP because he died on March 9th. So I did everybody called, like everybody that dealt with him or whatever. So, and I see you guys eating food. Like we don't even have that next door.
No?
We got extra.
We have extra. We have David
Got
Burke.
wine. We got Ciroc in here.
David Burke and
Diddy, you owe me.
That's a bad.
Opie told me you're surviving. You're not gonna get fired. So you're good.
No, not yet.
Okay.
Do you have a food question for? I mean, these are all the top chefs here.
I see. The winners, what, like the Iron
no.
Chef situation, or they just like?
Michael Simon is an Iron Chef.
I'm Honey Boo Boo's personal chef.
Oh wow! Get the hell
David
out of
Burke
here.
is a great chef. Beyond. So, what's your favorite fried chicken then?
Oh my God! Put a fucking cape on.
Racistly,
What the fuck is that, Roland?
We're friends. He's my nigga. Yo,
It don't matter. That's gross.
Cinco de Mayo. Yo, but my favorite fried chicken is Blue Ribbon. Blue Ribbon.
Blue Ribbon makes some mean fried chicken.
That's like the high, like
That's a
high
little-
class black person chicken.
You ever had Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles in LA?
In LA, yeah. It's I just don't like rappers being there trying to kill me, but I love it over there. There's always a rapper that wants to kill me.
Imagine how I feel going there.
There we go. Now we got Henny.
I brought my wife there once. She goes, "But what's going on?"
Yeah, it's like, man, niggas in here. The game is in here.
Yeah, I walk in. I'm like, "Oh God, please let one people recognize me. Please, God, let people one person recognize me."
But you know what's crazy? My wife, like back in the days, Matsuhisa used to cook for her family because my wife's father is like an ex-oil guy. So Matsuhisa, who is a partner in Nobu, like he works at the not the Nobu here, but the Matsuhisa is the
so
first
you
restaurant.
made money. You don't even have to be good at this radio shit.
Nah, my wife is cheap, man. Cheap bitch.
No,
She's Japanese, so
He travels the world with 50.
He's like the Will Smith of DJs.
He is.
I'm just not gay. You know what I'm saying?
We're going to go to another call. It's Harvey in Chicago.
We're live. Shit.
I don't know. Harvey, you may speak.
Or not.
Or
Harvey in Chicago or Harvey in Buffalo?
Yo, well, you tell us, motherfucker.
You guys are gangster, yo.
Harvey in Buffalo, so I guess it's me.
Oh God.
So anyway, my question, I agree with Yelp Steaks. I travel a lot, and I'm always trying to find an interesting restaurant, whatever city I go to. Sometimes I use TripAdvisor. Sometimes I talk to hotel staff. But that's hit or miss. I'd love to hear from any of you guys. Like, how do you seek out really interesting places when you travel?
I mean, I think a lot of us just have a network of chefs, but I think Zagat still is a pretty good guide, and I think Open Table is a pretty good guide.
I agree. I think Open Table is the new Zagat. I mean, because people also they have to make the review. They have to be there to do the review, so I agree. Don't go to Yelp because it's a bunch of cat-owning pieces
Assholes.
of shit.
They're dicking the ass people.
You know what?
But we were just told. I mean, we could go an extra hour.
Or you can call David Burke, and David Burke will tell you, and also tell you, don't ever go into his pants and get matches to light a pilot because you're gonna have a handful of veiny.
They told me we could go. They told me we could go an extra hour if you guys. We could break.
Yeah,
and
let's
then
take a
we'll
break.
Come back if you
Let's
guys want
do
to do
it.
an extra hour. It's up to you guys.
I'm cool.
Come on, Simon, stick around. Party.
I'll stay for a little bit. Yeah, I'll be here for a little bit.
That's awesome.
I can do a half.
Okay, half. That's perfect.
We'll do a half.
Well, good, because you were 45 minutes late.
We'll take a break right now. You're listening to Roland's Food Court. 866-969-1969. We'll be right back.
The Opie and Anthony Channel on Sirius XM.
After 9 years on Sirius XM NFL Radio, Adam Stein is heading to Mad Dog Radio.
Hello. We are back to Roland's Food Court. Opie told me to go another hour, and we just bumped Eric's tune show. Sorry, man.
He's literally outside in the hallway.
I know, but Opie's this is his studio. So I'm gonna reintroduce everybody. This Michael Simon. The Twitter is at Chef Simon SYMON, and www.lolabistro.com. If you're in the Cleveland area, we have a lot of Cleveland fans. Go. You will not be. It's amazing food. Also, see him on The Shoe on ABC.
The Shoe.
It's about footwear.
It's the shoe. Roland,
I'm
he
Mexican
has
and drunk.
600
I
more
don't know.
restaurants besides fucking Lola.
I know. He has like a tons of
restaurant on Jupiter.
I know. Lolita, Rose, Bar Simon, B Spot, all in the B spots in the new
And the
Cleveland area.
gangster one in Detroit, which is my favorite. Best hotel ever.
We have Chef David Burke. It's at Chef David Burke is his Twitter, and www.davidburke.com for all his info. And we have Sarah Milling.
Sarma.
Sarma.
No, and then skip the last name.
Sarma. Her Twitter is at Sarma, Sarma. Go to oneluckyduck.com. And also Pure Food and Wine. You can see where she's at. She's at 54 Irving Place, her restaurant. And her book, Living Raw Food, is to pick that up. And we are back, and we have Who Kid here. DJ Who Kid from 50 Cent, right?
What up?
What's up? It's a Saturday night. Is it usually busy in your restaurants? I mean, every Saturday is busy, though, but who do you guys leave in charge while you're gone?
I have a lot of people that have been there for almost the entire. We've been open 9 years, so I have some people who've been there for.
Do you guys get a
8
breather?
plus years, and they don't need me. If I go there tonight, I'll go there, but I'm probably more in the way than anything. I'll get in their way. They take care of everything.
Yeah, my dad owns restaurants he owns a restaurant in Arizona, and he's always there 24/7. It feels like it's like a marriage.
Well, it's like, dude, you start trusting. Like we have about 1,000 employees now.
Wow.
But our corporate chef's been with me 17 years. The number 2 guy in our company in the kitchen's been with us 14 years. So I'm still part of all the creative process with them, and I'm in the restaurants all the time, but I go on the line, they're like, Chef, get off, get out of my way.
Chef Simon, are you ever worried that they're going to leave and fuck you and go do something else?
No, I mean, we've had people leave. Most people that have left have opened their own places, and to be honest, I've helped them financially open their own places.
That's very gangster style.
But
I want to get to the bottom of that.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, I always feel like here's what I always tell my main guys: we take very good care of them. We give them a little bit of sweat equity in the company, and if they're going to open their own place, it's they're not going to be able to live a better lifestyle because of it. It's just purely 100% passion decision. Because as all of us know, when Liz and I opened Lola, 16 years ago, we paid ourselves $18,000 a year each the first year. Yeah. We ate at the restaurant not because we thought it was delicious, because we had to.
Right,
we couldn't afford to eat anywhere else.
So I opened my restaurant working with my wife. Is that the craziest fucking thing you can ever do?
Yes.
Is open a restaurant with your wife?
No, for me it was
significant
awesome.
other?
I mean, we worked together before
Yes.
we were together.
Right? Isn't it crazy?
See, my wife's a sommelier, so we worked together before we were together. She's front, I'm back. It's easier. We've been together for a long, long time. But
my wife is a cyclomier.
Yeah, but it was easier. At the restaurant, I know my job's to cook the food. Your job's to make everybody at half. When we first got married, I didn't know what the roles were. You know what I mean? It wasn't like the restaurant. There wasn't this division of power kind of thing.
Yeah, we have a question from Cliff in Arkansas. Where Clinton's from?
Am I a good kisser? Does my sister like me?
I didn't swallow. Cliff.
Yes. I'm going to be coming up there to New York City during Thanksgiving week.
Bring money.
With my whole family. Yeah, I've got money.
Don't come with a nervous wallet. Come with money.
Where should we go for a Thanksgiving meal in New York City?
My place.
Yeah.
Come to David Burke's.
If you want a really good, listen, I'm going to go to Dave Burke Townhouse. It is decorated by Thanksgiving for the holidays.
I went there last Thanksgiving.
And it's really a nice experience. There's certainly other great restaurants to go, but it's worth the plug that I'm plugging my own restaurant, because the other place that is closed that is really nice for Thanksgiving is it's closed now because of the hurricane, is the River Cafe.
Yep.
because of the view and the whole and the piano playing, et cetera, et cetera. But if you do come, contact me and we'll make sure. I'm there. I go to all my places on Thanksgiving. They're all open. But that is the one that has the best feel.
Okay. I send people to Bar American on Thanksgiving too, and I haven't been there, but they've always said
and that's
it was
a great location too for sightseeing.
I had brunch there this morning.
Brunch is good there.
And I had the brown I had the brown derby. The Murray, is that what it's called? Kentucky Brown.
Kentucky Brown. Brown Derby's that shitty restaurant chain. There's like peanuts and shit on the floor.
So listen. The first time I had it, I was fucked up. Right? I was in Kentucky for the Derby.
And the third.
And then I had it the second time here at Bobby's place, and it was good, man. I enjoyed it. It was turkey delicious. And bread. And
we do Thanksgiving, too.
Oh, there you go.
Okay, talk to me.
No turkey.
What do you roast?
We don't roast anything.
I'm about to
but we
Yelp
do.
the fuck out of here.
Right?
I'm going to go on Yelp. I've never been there. I'm like, I can't understand why the
no
turkey was 116 degrees.
You gotta get it's turkey spray.
I mean, where do people go if they don't want to?
Wait. He's got a flavor spray.
Yeah, he's got bacon spray.
You spray on women too.
Now wait, I gotta tell you, there's pretty much nothing you've done with food that I haven't loved and respected.
Thank you.
When you sprayed that shit into my mouth the one time, I ran for cover. The first two were good. Berkey, you went like, oh, taste this one. Okay, that's good. Taste this one. And then I can't remember what it was.
Parmesan. Parmesan doesn't translate that well.
The last time I had sprayed like that was at a strip joint in Roosevelt, Long Island.
The Parmesan got me. I couldn't remember what it was. I blocked it out.
Well, the herbaceous ones and the things that are aged like that, it's hard to get.
Oh, it smells like sideways pussy, man.
Wow.
Oh my God. Was that bad? Did I say that out loud?
Yeah, but how many sprays do you have, though? You have, like, the...
Right now, we don't have any.
Oh, you don't have any?
Well... I wish I brought some, but we'll relaunch those in the future.
Well, make sure you spray them.
It became
Michael
complicated with a distribution, and it was but it's a great idea. I mean,
what are they made of? I smelled the bacon
go.
spray once.
They're made of natural flavors, sometimes artificial flavors. Bacon is actually a process. It's not a pig. Oh. So you can actually, we made kosher bacon flavor.
Wow.
Because flavor, it's just a flavor. It's a process, like barbecue. Barbecue it's just a process. And, it's like perfume, but you're using food flavors.
That's a new thing now for white people to spray each other in the mouth?
Yeah.
It's been happening for years. It's a hazing thing.
Yeah.
I never seen that. I've been with rich people and shit.
It's a new.
It was a diet product.
Jesus.
Yeah, we have a pirate trucker. Again, if you want to call in, 866-969-1969. Go ahead, pirate trucker.
Hey, Roland. Hey, Who Kid. I'm
What
just
up?
sitting here. I'm making a roast with turnips.
In your truck?
Parsnips. No, I'm at home now.
Okay, good.
And I just turned on the radio, and the show is going awesome, Roland. Great job.
Thank you. Booze. Hello.
Spicy.
Moisture.
That's it. Just
That's it.
keep
All right.
going.
Thank you.
Thank you. We have David in Rhode Island. Go ahead, David.
Yeah. Hi, guys. I guess this question's more for Chef Simon and Burke. How do you guys feel about the current push away from factory farming towards more sustainable meat production, like pastured pork and poultry?
I'm thrilled with it. I'm thrilled with it, and I hope that government actually gets behind it more, gets behind the small guy more, and away from some of the factory farming stuff. That's just my opinion. For it to go bigger and global, it needs to be more supported by our government.
Yeah, and I agree, but once that happens, sir, don't start bitching when chicken is $29 fucking dollars.
No, it won't
But
be,
it
though.
should be, because it won't be subsidized.
No, yeah, exactly. But if
Subsidized by who, though?
But if the government
Taxpayers.
spent as much money supporting the small farms as they did some of the factory farm stuff, it wouldn't be nearly as expensive to get it out to a larger group of people.
I think the key is the lack of waste. If they can save food from being wasted, then we're in good shape.
Yeah, absolutely.
But the small farmer versus the big farmer, if the shit's going to rot and people are going to be hungry, then it doesn't make no sense.
Doesn't matter. But I'll tell you what, man, going to one of those fucking chicken farms when the chickens don't have beaks and they're walking around with one foot and all cramped in there, it'll make you never eat chicken. I'll be eating it pure every night.
It's like South Jersey. Cincinnati.
I gotta tell you, I'm so starstruck listening to Burke. He can say something completely crazy, and I'll agree with him. I think Casey Anthony would do the right thing. I'm like, okay, well, it's David Burke. I mean, he must know more than I do.
Chef Burke, did you ever have to cook during like the blackout or during the fire?
This is a great story. Well, during the blackout, the one in 03, I was opening David Burke and Donatello. So I know it happened in August. It was a hot day. I was driving my car. I was 15 blocks away from which is David Burke Town last night.
What kind of car? Did you have a 74
Mercedes.
Trans Am?
Oh, shit.
Because that's what I picture. I picture Burke driving around in a T-top Trans Am.
No. I had a gremlin as a kid, Mike. I saw one on a movie last night. I was freaked out. And you can tell the movie was shot in like the late 70s.
I would love to see Burke in a Trans Am.
I finally got to the front of my restaurant. It delayed us about a month. We had no food, but we put older people in my car because we had AC and information. But I cooked at the Food and Wine Festival in Miami 2 years ago, and I did a dinner in the dark. Everyone was blindfolded, and the waiters wore night goggles.
Eyes wide shut.
Sirius XM. The download. The late.
That's your board op, Roland.
I think he made a boo-boo.
He's also working in the dark.
Troy pulled an E-Rock.
Yeah, we're back though. We're good.
Anyway, I'll make this quick.
Oh no, we're good. We're good. It's just a quick slip.
So there's 120 people eating with blindfolds on in the dark, no cell phones, and to go back to the aroma factor, I tried to burn herbs so they could smell the rosemary in the lamb dish.
I've been doing that for
not
years.
realizing the smoke.
Talking about.
I put the smoke alarm off. So there's 120 people blindfolded, and they had to evacuate the building. And I'm trying to convince them, hey, everything's cool, man.
It's just a small fire. Keep your blindfold on.
You know what? I kept most of them in. I started doing some stand-up comedy, and talking about saving the world with corn and stuff. And we lost a deuce, but it's pretty interesting to pretty stupid to not think about the smoke in a hotel. I mean, it closed down. It closed down. Every restaurant and every room had to start evacuating. Wow. Good thing, and that's called the sous chef's responsibility because I sure wasn't taking the blame.
We have a Phil in New Jersey with a question. Go ahead, Phil.
Hey guys, how's it going?
Hi.
I just wanted to call up. First of all, Roland, you're doing a great job, brother. Sound great. Everyone sounds great. Who kid? What up?
What up, kid? What up, nigga?
Going on, brother? Yo, Trizzy won back in Baisley, baby. So
I'm
it's
sorry.
all good. Mr. Burke, I just wanted to ask you, what's the best way to cook a tube steak?
Oh, wow.
Faggot.
You know what?
To do it, guys. I'm sorry. The caller is the guy is
I would stick it straight in your ass, and I think you're good to go now.
And that comes from an Iron Chef, you big fatso.
I think you need a cleaver first.
And your mother.
Yeah, and your stupid wife. But anyways, Chris in Maryland, go ahead.
Holy shit.
Chris?
Yeah.
This better not be a crab cake question, brother.
No crab cake questions. I know how to do those. I'm a good Maryland boy. Well, my question is, I'm going to be in New York City next month on the Rube in the big city. Is there a couple of restaurants or places you guys could tell me to go that a Rube would fit into?
Bullmore Lanes. They have a lunch special.
Hey, I wrote the menu there years ago.
I know. Busting your balls, Burke. It's fantastic. You can bowl, everything, you get your free shoes, the whole thing.
Well, we'll just go to Rick in Brooklyn. We'll pass this question.
What's an average, nightmare customer? Like, they come to your restaurant. Is it a celebrity or is it a regular? You ever had a douchebag that's, too ridiculous?
Oh, God.
Too eccentric?
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I just think the biggest assholes are typically the ones that are the most insecure. It's just like regular life.
Not the gay people.
So they come in.
Cool.
No, we love the gay people.
Okay.
That's a restaurant dream.
We love the gay people.
That's a restaurant's dream.
Okay.
Double income, no kids. Restaurant dream.
That's awesome.
Drink good wine.
That's crazy.
Yeah, unbelievable. So
I'll have this Chablis.
But it's people that come in. They want to impress whoever they're with, so they start talking shit. My best story though in the restaurant wasn't a guy that was an asshole, but it was hilarious. Comes in New Year's Eve, it's a set menu, so it was, I can't remember what it was. It was like $120 a person kind of thing. So he orders, it said $120 a person for food. Wine is additional. Yeah, I can't remember how it was worded. So he goes on into our wine list and he orders throughout the course of the evening 3 $600 bottles of wine. And then so I'm like, shit, this guy's the best customer of all time. Yeah, baller. So then he gets the check and it's for $2,000. And he goes, I thought it was $120 a person. I go, what do you think? You just come in, you can order as much expensive shit as you want, and it still costs $120 a person.
What a loser. You serious?
What
Did he pay?
What happened?
I charged him.
Did he pay?
Did he pay?
Yeah, he paid.
He still works. He still works for Michael.
You just, look at Berkey still thinks I'm from Cincinnati, but in Cincinnati you could get away with that shit. You try to walk on your check in Cleveland, I'm taking off pieces of your body.
Let me ask. I got a question. I got a question for Berkey. Burke, you've been around before the internet, before the bullshit, before people like celebrities had to be nice.
I think before phones and television.
That's fucked up. That's fucked up, Simon. That's fucked up. Don't be a hater.
I've been around before remote control. Okay, let's say that.
Don't be a hater. That motherfucker's got a restaurant in Bloomingdale's. So you've been around before that. What's the most fucked up pre-internet Yelp TMZ celebrity story you have?
I'm going to tell you a story, but I'm not going to mention the celebrity.
That's okay.
That's classic.
We'll figure
This is
it
a
out.
hot, beautiful woman that's pregnant. Before she comes
Taylor
in,
Dane.
This is about 9 years ago. She walks into my restaurant. We don't allow jeans. At this point, only in the bar and the mezzanine area. The dining room is,
in the mezzanine area.
And the guy comes in and he has jeans on, so we don't. Him and his wife, and he's obnoxious. First of all, he abuses my hostess, who's like 19.
All right, so
which is the worst.
Is this
customer.
the first time Bobby Brown and Whitney used that?
I'll get to it quickly. We put him in the mezzanine area. There's no seats in the back. This woman walks in with jeans. She's got a pashmina wrapped around her. She's with her date. And we have an open seat downstairs. Not because she's a celeb, but she's got jeans on. She's probably 3 months before she's showing, right?
Wow.
He's walking. She has to walk by. She has to walk by this guy. He gets up, and he's like, what the fuck?
It's my prerogative.
She can walk in with jeans, but I can't walk in. She takes her jeans off right in front of him. Takes his pants off, hands them to him, and says, "You mind checking these for me, youngster?"
Get the hell out of here.
She wraps a pashmina around and walks in the dining room, and the whole room started clapping.
What?
Except for this guy's wife, started slapping him. It was a great story. I mean, I bought her dinner. I'm like,
I love you, Bobby.
I just wanted to sit next to her without the pants on. No. I thought it was very smart.
We have a call, Rick from Brooklyn. Go ahead, Rick.
Great show, Roland.
Thank you.
Hey, I just wanted to ask the chefs. It's like a two-parter. First one is, what is your comfort foods, other than what you make at your own restaurant? What is it that you actually like to have? And the second one is, it's pretty much for like Chef David, I guess. Is there a restaurant that you go to in New York City that nobody knows who you are? You just walk in, you sit down, and you really like that restaurant?
Chipotle.
First part, you know what? I got to say, my comfort food is an Italian hero.
Yeah, mine's my mom's lasagna.
Yeah, it's just, I'll have that when I'm sick, even though you shouldn't be eating sandwiches. But, I mean, that's...
Nothing says fix your cold like hot peppers and salami.
Hey, it works for me. I do have a couple of restaurants. There's one called Tiella. It's on the east side of 64th.
Why the fuck would you do that, Burke? Now it's fucked. Now there's going to be a bunch of creepy foodies in there.
24 people.
Like
24
Trekkies.
seats.
Like
well, I
Trekkies.
went in there about 6 times and finally got nailed by another customer. And
what?
Then
And
he came back the 7th time.
In a wetsuit.
Pants
okay,
down.
Was that the Pashmina girl?
It's my prerogative.
All right, thank you.
Thank you. And we have Brian from New Jersey. Go ahead, Brian.
Holy shit.
Hello.
Hey, Roland. Great show, buddy.
Thank you.
Chef Simon, I don't want to discount the rest of you guys, but I really want you to
He's more
tell
famous than all of us.
I had tickets on Monday. I didn't show up, but I would like to know how you cook bone marrow.
My favorite way to, I mean, it's delicious always anyway, but I like this bone split, and we have a wood burning oven at Lolita that burns at about 800 degrees. I just sprinkle with a little bit of sea salt in the wood burning oven, and then top it with stuff that's kind of bright and acidic, like parsley, pickled onions, pickled ramps, things of that nature, with some grilled bread. I'm rolling.
He just scored 100 on foodie card. Everything was perfect.
Michael, you got to try.
Delicious.
You got to try ants on a log.
Ants on a log.
Bone marrow with snails on top.
I love that.
And like escargot sauce,
right?
But a little more.
Oh, that
acid,
sounds
but
delicious.
Same vein. I mean,
sounds like something I would wear a fucking tuxedo to.
That's a great.
Well, you
Come
can
on,
try the
bitch.
next
We're gonna go eat.
Well, Cubans wear tuxedos?
That's a great idea.
You didn't call your ex-husband this week. We're gonna go have ants on a log.
Wow.
We have a Pat from Florida. Hello, Pat.
Hey, what's up? What's up, who kid?
What up, kid? I'm cooking that chicken.
This should be a telethon.
I got a question.
You're being awful quiet.
Yeah.
You got a wake up?
No, she's like, I'm avoiding this like the plague.
I don't, bone marrow? I don't know. What am I going to offer?
Dave Brooks like ants on a log.
I mean,
they have broccoli bone marrow too.
I mean, women get nervous when my penis is in the room, so I understand. What?
What?
So hot, it's a big sausage.
My
What?
wife is here, dude. Chill.
Oh shit!
And
Sorry.
she's shaking.
Put on your pashmina.
Go ahead,
It's my
Pat.
prerogative.
Sorry, Pat.
Go ahead, Pat. What's your question?
Live the way I want to live.
Is there any way in hell to make eggplant taste good?
Yes.
Sharma.
Yes, there's a lot of ways to make eggplant taste good. Although it's funny, we actually don't do a lot with it because we don't cook anything. And I think part of it is
Break
like
the slap chop out.
You got to like salt it and treat it in many different ways to get it to soften up. But yes, but once it does, it's like a really good kind of meaty, toothsome
My God.
thing to put in between bread or whatever.
Jesus.
Stand
I
in
can
for
listen
people
to
who-
her read the obituary.
Stand in for.
She
places
had
where
me until
meat
she said,
otherwise
make it
was
soften
big.
up. And when she said, make it soften up, she just lost me.
I was the complete opposite. I was like a 4-year-old dreaming about saving her from a burning building at this point.
I'm still hard from bone marrow, but Mike from Phoenix, go ahead.
Ants on a log, bitch.
Mike, go ahead.
Hey, who's in charge of Guy Fieri's wardrobe? And is Chef Ramsay, is he a poser or is he for real?
And we'll go to Big Baby.
Not you or anyone in your family, hater.
I don't know. I don't know who does Guy's wardrobe. I mean, it's interesting. I mean, he certainly has his own style.
Yeah.
No one goes, I wonder who that is.
You know what?
I can comment on.
I won't hate on anyone that makes over $500,000 a year.
I want to see what you say about Gordon, because I certainly have my opinion on him. He does. I mean, he does food in 2013 that is very similar to your food from 1987.
No, Gordon,
I love it.
Hey, listen, man, I take that as a comment, but I worked with Gordon in Singapore for Singapore Airlines 15, 18 years ago, and the guy knows how to cook. There's no doubt about it. I mean, amongst the best cooks out there. I mean, he's certainly gone in a different direction with TV, but Gordon knows how to cook.
Right.
There's no doubt about it.
The one thing that bothers me about Gordon is in a business that I think really tries to change on a regular basis, he brings that anger that I think a lot of this generation of chefs, everybody sitting at this table, has tried to get away from. We all worked for those people, and I don't.
We were some of those people.
Right, we were some of those people, and then
If you worked for me back in the day. You showed up with a pack of cigarettes in your pocket. Your pocket was gone, half your coat was off.
But Chef Simon, Chef Burke, I mean, I understand that, but at the same time, like. That's the way we grew up. Like, I watched that show. That's the way that we grew up. Some guy blacking out, right or wrong, blacking out. We had to learn, but when this guy, when we were coming up, there was no publicist, there was no this, there was no nothing. We were just a bunch of cooks. You went to CIA.
But it's a very gritty
You know how
business.
crazy
Why-
that was? You know how mean those half a good chef
The good
instructors
ones
were?
Yeah, the
They
CMCs were mean.
mean. And those are the ones you talk about. So,
But yeah,
I mean,
it's a different world. But
it is a different world. And I'm glad that I was part of both of
business
them.
also, when you listen, there's an issue with people, and I know I'm taking this in a different direction, thinking that cooking is glamorous.
Right.
'Cause it's not.
It's not at all.
I mean, if you get to a certain level, it can be certainly glamorous. The key word is it's hard work, and it's fun, and it's creative and inventive and satisfying. It's not glamorous.
No, I mean,
David,
I'm
it can
about
get glamorous at a certain. It's like acting or waiting tables or doing. There's very few people that get to a glamorous part of this. I mean,
yeah, I mean, I'm 2 years away from knee and hip replacement, and that's, believe me, that's
Damn.
not from doing the chew.
I think it attracts a certain type of personality where it's like there's some sort of element of, I don't know what the right word is, like punishment. There's like the grit of it. And, why are so many chefs and cooks like very heavily tattooed? It's like there's something about the kind of like grit and hard work. And not in my kitchen, but in others, sort of like the fire and the heat.
Yeah, but a lot of these new chefs get tattoos
I
before
think
they
it's
get the
different
stripes
now.
in the kitchen.
Yeah, I think it's
Like,
totally different now.
I was at Food and Wine Festival in Miami this year, and I'm looking at all these new guys. I mean, first year, second year, apprentices to big time chefs, and they got arm sleeves. Like, do not fucking tattoo a knife and a fork on your arm unless you've been in it 10 years, you fucking puppy kicking faggot. Like, it takes a long time. Like, live for food. Bro, you graduated in 2013. You small little pussy.
He still has loans.
Yeah,
but you guys still have the toughest job because every night you have to bat 1,000.
Yeah, you have to bat 1,000.
Every
People are very
night.
critical.
The only job. Because, I mean, our job
Especially
is
after this show.
Exactly. Yeah, it's a tough job.
Yeah, I mean, people are, but they should be. Like, I always tell people, if you don't like something in the restaurant, that's what you should tell me right away, because you're paying, you deserve the right to be critical. I'm not going to say I always agree with the customer's opinion, but I'm still going to try to make it right because that's part of what it is.
My dad
seriously,
said,
like, do you think that because someone pays $24 for your entree, they even feel what it took for you to get
It's not
that
the
entree?
point. They don't give a shit.
Exactly.
My point, but they shouldn't. They shouldn't have to. My point is, as a chef and a restaurateur, my job is to make sure that the customers that come into my restaurant leave very happy.
Absolutely.
They don't. It doesn't mean some people are foodies and they care exactly how everything was done and this and that. But most people say, I don't give a shit. I want to know why this was just. I ordered it. I tasted it. It was delicious. I left happy. That's it.
They need the perceived value and expectation has to be there.
Right.
And
Celebrity
it doesn't
chef,
bother you. It doesn't bother
value
you,
goes-
Chef Burke and Chef Simon, when someone says, "Oh, Michael Simon is too famous now," or
That's
David
life.
Burke is too famous. You guys don't care about the restaurant. What does that feel like to you?
Well, I've been lucky. I was very lucky. I knew Berkey when I was younger, and Bobby, and Mario, and Waxman, and all those great people that came a little bit before me. And, Bobby said to me once, he goes, let me explain something to you right now. When I started doing Food Network in 98, and he said, the more successful you are in this world, the more people are going to fucking hate you.
Hell yeah.
And if you could live with that, you're fine. If you sit there and then computers come out, if you sit there and read everything that's written about you and posted about you and this, that, and the other shit, you lose the goal of what you're trying to accomplish.
Listen,
so
I agree with you. I grew up with the Food Network. I grew up loving David Rosengarten and all those guys. I grew up being the assistant to Alex Garcia when you were doing Melting Pot.
Right.
Back in the day. That's
98.
old school.
Shit.
You know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
I was cooking, ready, set, cook with John Louis Paladin.
Are you doing Master Chef 5?
I remember that shit.
I'm like a guy carrying records for Run DMC. You know what I mean?
That's crazy.
So I know you, and I know you forever.
But it's like anything else. If you're proud of what you do, if you believe that what you're doing is right, then you do it, and you can't worry about what some jerk off says on
But you have to now.
Twitter.
No,
on
you don't have to. What you're doing is
on
good.
Yelp and Twitter. I listen to the customers in my restaurant.
I got a great example to answer your question. I was at Drew Point. We flew to Toronto years ago before Tribeca.
I liked him
Girls
better when
opened.
he was fat, by the way.
I read in the USA Today, top 10 best and worst dishes in the U.S. I had the worst dish in the USA. And, Drew, he's like, showed everybody on the plane.
Right.
That's him, blah, blah, blah. I'm devastated. Before we printed our own menus, etc. I'm in Toronto trying to find a chef for Tribeca Grill with Drew. I changed my menu. I panicked. I printed. No, it's pre-done. Pre-done. That was good. And I come back. Monday, New York Magazine comes out. Best top 10 dishes in New York City. My worst dish in the USA was the top #1 dish in New York. So, don't believe anybody.
No. Yeah,
believe what you do and just go for it.
No, and but guys like you and all those people say, read it. Whether it's the best review you ever seen, the worst review you ever seen, the best critic, the worst critic, whatever. Read it and stick it under your desk. Like, throw it away, get rid of it. Because it's if they sit there and they say you're the greatest thing to come along since sliced bread, that's not all true. If they say you're the biggest idiot to ever come along since sliced bread, that's not always true. So you got to believe in what you do.
I understand, but I try to pave the way for chefs that aren't as big as we are yet. You know what I mean? Like, it's hard. Like, you need these Yelp things. You need all this stuff.
And it's also it's
because you got to break into it. We all need investors. Everyone in this room has an investor, from Jeffrey Chadrow to yada yada to yada yada yada. You have to do it.
Ching ching.
Yeah, we have a call. Kim from New Jersey. Go ahead, Kim.
I want to say I'm a huge fan. And I just have a quick question because I cut my finger on a mandolin this past week.
I'm going to go
What was your worst kitchen?
On that note.
All right, we'll go to...
the worst what?
I don't know.
Kitchen injury.
I took the tip of my finger off with a bandsaw once.
Look at this.
That was my worst. Same wine.
I think everybody, I took the tip of my finger off with a mandolin slice.
I'm showing a half-grown-in fingernail that I completely took off with a French knife without losing the tip. But I think the worst is burns. Burns are the worst injuries, unless you lose your finger on a bandsaw or something. But a burn,
they put it back. Just the tip. They put it back.
They can.
It grows back.
Right.
I thought I was going to have a permanently disfigured. I thought it was going to be permanently disfigured, and no, it grew back.
It would have been your one flaw, your single
All right, but
flaw.
do you know why it grew back? No. Do you know
all your vegetables,
raw vegetables?
No. All right, after I sliced this with my finger off. Okay. Some guy's like, oh, it's like, when you get stung by a jellyfish, the best way to heal anything is what? Soak it in your own pee.
Yeah.
So I did that
Jeez.
at a table, and I sat at a table with John Whitehead, who was the former chairman of Goldman Sachs, and we sat there, and little did he know I had my finger in a cup of my own pee, and it grew back, and I don't know, you can't tell the...
No.
Wow.
I'm missing an ear.
If it happens, if you have a mandolin injury, pee in a bowl, put your finger in it, and everything's going to be all right.
Jesus.
Yeah, wow. we have a big baby on the phone. Whatever. Hello?
Yes, sir. This is Big Baby again. Loving the show, Roland. I'm a slobbo myself. And who cares?
What's up, man?
Hey, what is veal, and how do you cook it?
Veal?
What is what?
Veal.
Veal.
Baby calf.
It's about a 12-week-old. Is it 12 weeks or 16?
It depends. Yeah.
It's all bad.
I'll answer your question. Most cattle or steak, they live to about 12 months or 14 months. A veal lives about 12 weeks. So it's a baby.
And then
baby.
dies. Horrible.
So the idea is that veal is very tender because they barely walk around.
Because they're so sad.
And that's what veal is. Veal is a young cow.
It's like a meaty. It's like a meaty abortion.
You're eating a baby
with a good sauce, though.
Right.
It's worth it.
Yeah, it's delicious.
Do you, Mr. Burke? Do you do tours of your dry meat places, though?
Yeah, I just came back from Chicago. We have a United States patent on dry aging beef with salt, which we got about a year ago. We started in Chicago. We have it in Foxwoods, and we have a restaurant in Rumson, New Jersey, that does the same aging process.
Very good place, by the way.
Do you give tours of the?
Yeah.
Oh,
we
wow.
have Pat LaFreda's is dry aging.
Is it in
beef.
the Himalayan salt that you do, David? Yeah.
We build a wall out of bricks.
Oh, wow.
Kills bacteria. It saves it lets the bacteria that dry ages beef continue. And we have a piece of meat that's been in there for 6 years that has not rotted.
What?
Wow.
I mean, it's basically become jerky. but in the purest essence that you could ever do. The salt we use is the same DNA as the human body.
Psycho.
And it's really it's an
Hannibal
interesting
Lecter
concept.
opens a restaurant. Hello, Clarice.
What's the best steak in your opinion, though? What to order?
A free steak, mother.
Listen, for me, depending on, I think a ribeye is the fattiest, juiciest steak. But I think the best steak I've ever eaten is a sirloin. It just happens. It depends on where you are,
where and how.
But I think for me, like in general, like if ribeye is consistently the best.
I'm with you, Chef Simon. Ribeye is the way to go.
Porterhouse is way overrated, in my opinion. You get a little bit of both.
Yeah, but it's got that shitty fillet connected to it. Ruins everything.
I love ribeye because it has that little eye of fat in the middle. It's like a fat person breath mint in the middle of your eating experience.
We have a question for Mr.
great
Burke.
idea, actually.
Eric from Jersey City.
Hey guys, you're doing a great job. I have a point and question. First of all, to Mr. David Burke, I've gone to the Fromagerie several times. It's one of my favorite restaurants in the world.
Thank you.
Secondly, this question's for Roland. Why was I bumped today? I was supposed to be doing. I was supposed to be doing the second hour, and I had Pat Duffy all ready to go.
It was our boss Opie. So we'll go to Justin in New Mexico.
It's Biggie's birthday, so Biggie's death holiday.
Yeah.
So birthdays are the worst days. Now we ship champagne when we thirsty.
Literally.
Go ahead, Eric. Or Justin, Tom.
I just lost a customer, thank you.
My question is, I just acquired a rabbit, and I'm going to start doing some meat rabbits. I'm wondering what is your the suggestion for cooking rabbit, and what's the best way to introduce it to people who haven't had it?
Ask Alice.
Don't tell them it's rabbit. I mean, the loins and the tenders are super lean, so typically you got to wrap them in something fattier, like bacon or something of that nature.
Would you guys agree that you have to, half of the animal you have to cook one way with rabbit and half the other way? So it's either grill or braise or bake or braise, or anyone that tries to cook a whole rabbit, unless you're in fucking Lord of the Rings, it's going to taste like shit.
No, it's like cooking a whole turkey, but
right.
I think there's simple ways of doing the dried loin meat, and playing with a rack is too much.
No,
but
it's
leg meat
never
is
too much,
stewed, loin meat. But you can make if you treat the loins like veal, like salt and boca, and do something simple like
delicious.
that. You got or even a cutlet, a rabbit cutlet. Bread it like a chicken, like a schnitzel, and do a rabbit schnitzel, rabbit cutlet, rabbit Milanese. I think you'll have more success.
That's why he is who he is.
Jay in Jersey, go ahead with your question for the chefs.
Hey, Jay. Hey, what's up, guys? How's it going?
Hi.
Okay, what's up?
What up, son?
Hey, I want to ask the chefs, what's the benefit of having the customers sit and eat in the kitchen? I've heard of this, but I'm not sure why do that.
No, well, I think for a lot of customers it makes it a more enjoyable experience. Just depends on the customer. Like at Lola, we have a table right on the end of the kitchen. It's not in the kitchen, but it's like on the end of the service. And there's some people that love sitting there. Some people hate sitting. They want to watch the show.
It's
cooking's
like a show.
Yeah.
One of the advantages is I opened one in '92 at the Park Ave Cafe, but it was enclosed, air conditioned, 10 people. You get to know the people. They call you directly for reservations. There's a connection. It's like doing a cooking class every night for people. Right. So if you're doing 75 people a week, if you're there every night and you get to know them, there's a way of cultivating that into VIPs.
What happens if the guy that's running the 10-seat party is an asshole douchebag, rich yuppie motherfucker?
We have a curtain.
That's we have Matt in Cincinnati. Go ahead, Matt.
Connecticut?
Or Connecticut. I can't read. Matt, wherever you are, speak.
Hey. Oh, yeah. We're in
This question's for Michael Simon, imagine.
Guess not.
Are you there, Matt?
No.
Oh.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I'm here. Basically, about 30 years ago, I was a kid. I was about, 13, 14. I really wanted to be a chef.
I mean, at the time, I could cook. I mean, hell, I roasted a duck.
At 13?
Yeah, I mean, I was into it. And
there we go.
And then I actually met a chef, and over the course of our
and he had a white panel van.
Yeah, right. No, over the course of our conversation, he was like, it was about 30-minute conversation. He completely talked me out of being a chef.
So he must have been really good at what he did.
He was actually, yeah. He was really good. He was one of these New York chefs. This was before, being a celebrity chef. Before he could be a rock star for making a pancake, and it was eye opening. I mean, he basically was like, look, I mean, if you like food, just keep making food. And he basically said, look, it's a really, really, really hard way to make not a lot of money. And I was like, okay, so I just kept cooking, and I cooked for pleasure.
Is there a question?
I mean,
no.
What's that?
No. Thank you for your life story. I understand. Yeah. Thank you. I hope it gets made into a movie.
We'll see if Ben from DC has a question. Ben?
Hey, how's it going? My father-in-law killed like 8 doe this last winter, so we have just a freezer full of venison, and
awesome.
I've made meatballs, and I've done I've done a roast and everything, but I still have another 2-pound roast. I'm looking for something different, something original. Can you give me any ideas of what to do with it?
Roast it while you listen to Sean Hannity.
I think you should look into carpaccio and tartare, and you can do that and cut it while it's frozen.
Wow,
yeah,
tartare.
You think doing a tartare is I mean, even though you think it's, I mean, I'm a little nervous about.
It's a gamey, isn't it?
With meat.
I also love taking the bigger cuts like that they would cut and making it into jerky.
Yeah,
I think it's delicious.
No, but this is stuff
dried jerky.
because you don't have to cook it. You can make it in batches and freeze it. Tartare, get creative with tartare with venison, with cranberries and juniper and some cool. Tartare is like making your mother's meatloaf. Just play with it.
Ooh.
All right, cool. Thank you very much.
Yeah, what do you guys, for the chefs, how do you create a new recipe, though, for your cookbooks or for your restaurant? If you're seasonal, I know some of your menus are changed.
Well, yeah, I mean, I think it's just, we work a lot, like at Lola Lolita Roast, we work a lot with the farmers, we look at products, and then for me, it's a team effort. Like, there's 6 or 8 of us that we make stuff, we taste it, does this work, doesn't it work? I try to give the younger chefs that are now helping run the restaurants in the company some creative freedom, because I feel for the restaurant, the way that I think of it is for our restaurants to grow, all of our restaurants to grow, it's great to kind of be inspired by the younger, newer guys too, because it brings your stuff into the new generation. Like Angry Lobster, it's a great historical David Burke dish. But the young guys sometimes make you think a lot about different things that maybe you didn't think of things that way. So we do it as a team, and then, but at the end of the day, I have the ability to drop the hammer on it or not.
Let me ask you a question.
That's having veto power.
It's not a democracy.
No, it's not a democracy.
Having veto power is key.
Yeah. Let me ask you a question.
Yeah.
You do this whole pure food and wine thing, right? So that's fantastic.
Thank you.
What happens when you work for Bain Capital, whatever, you get the real world, right? What happens when you get some asshole, weird, hippie, vegan person in your kitchen that thinks that you're not a purist, that you don't know what you're doing, that you just did this for the money? What do you do with those people?
In the kitchen?
Yeah.
Well, they don't usually end up in our kitchens. I don't know. We have a lot of people in our kitchens who've worked in traditional restaurants. Particularly, we did that with pastry. It helps a lot, I think, for people to have worked with food in a lot of different ways. Right. And then they come to us and take everything that they know, everything they've learned, and then use the ingredients that we use and the techniques that we use, and then very often come up with new techniques, which is kind of exciting. Because what we're doing is a little bit different. Right. But, we definitely... The restaurant was created for everybody. It wasn't created for people who eat vegan and raw. It was created for everybody. So I try to avoid anybody who's kind of very militant and crazy about it.
I was talking to Roland the other day, and we were hanging out, and we were talking about Yelp reviews, right? So I Yelped your restaurant. Awesome. Came out great. Oh. And then there was this one asshole that says, I went to Pure Food and Wine.
Couldn't get a steak.
Simon, listen to this. He goes, the place was beautiful. The service was awesome. But my lasagna wasn't hot.
Is this up recently?
I don't know. I read it.
Were they joking?
Yeah. No, that's serious. My lasagna wasn't hot. I should have known. My girlfriend brought me to a pure vegetable place, and he gave it a fucking star and fucked up the Yelp review.
Damn.
Whatever. I mean, you
what
know.
a fucking
fuck Yelp.
man cunt. You know what I mean? Like, what the fuck? Who does that?
But like that's the thing with Yelp. It's like you can't, you know. Occasionally somebody has a legitimate. They had a legitimate issue, and
That's
and
a
the thing
real
is like
person.
you can actually respond to them on Yelp privately and say, look, if you
Oh,
had
I
a
do.
problem, let me know, whatever. But a lot of times people just say.
But and the
shit
people
and-
reading the reviews, I think, know that here's a guy that didn't know what he was getting into, and he's just
Yeah.
a little bit ignorant. I got a joke for you though. Do you know vegan's an old Indian word
Yeah.
for bad hunter?
Seriously?
I'm sorry. It's my only vegan joke.
Do you guys have any cookbooks on the horizon coming up?
You can call him Berkey.
No.
Yeah. I do.
And when is it going to be released?
I have another one. Carnivore came out this November. I have another book coming out next November. It's based on a segment I do on the Chew. It's 5 and 5. So
I love that segment. You did chicken française last time.
Yeah, so 5 ingredients in 5 minutes for under $5 a person.
Yeah, that's great. And you did like side dishes and all that at the shoe.
Yep.
Who would you have coming up in
Subway? Yes. I was going to call it Subway, but they said it was already taken.
I got a cool meat question. I just came from Brazil. How do I trust those kind of restaurants where they bring like all the meats and then they give you like the map of the cow?
By the way, I like the way you throw like you just came from somewhere.
Yeah, I was.
I just came from being massaged by 100 women, and I got a meat question.
I don't know any Brazilian spots in New York. I've never been to one. Only when I go to Brazil. So, how do you trust like every part of those?
My favorite place is
Which
called.
shouldn't be a problem.
It's called Rice and Beans.
Okay.
Brazilian place is called Rice and Beans, which is on.
Is real? Is that real? Is that a real spot?
It's a real place.
Okay,
man.
okay. I thought you were fucking with me. Man.
I fuck with you, man.
All right, my nigga.
It's a good name.
You're like a celebrity, man.
But I mean, are you afraid to eat certain parts? Is that what the
I'm
problem
not
is?
afraid, but I just find it like I never thought about it because they just keep coming around, and nobody.
Oh no,
really...
you're talking about churrascarias like that.
Yeah.
Don't go there.
Oh, for real?
That's gross.
Oh shit.
Like, well, are you serious?
I don't think it's gross.
It's
I
called
think
like a
it's pretty
medium well palace. Like you want to eat the worst that every meat can give you.
It's like Brazilian dim sum. Bring it out, bring it out, bring it out.
Is there a spot in New York where it's like official, like every part is on point?
There's one on 46th Street.
Listen, go to Medieval Times if you want a show. If you want Brazilian food, I'll talk to you.
Okay.
But I mean, when you go to Argentina, I mean, those kind of places, though, it's done very. I haven't been to one in New York, so I can't comment on it. No, I'm sorry, Brazil. But I had a brain.
But
I
also,
was
but how do you
thinking
know?
about Argentinian.
That's what I'm saying.
How do you know it's not horse? You don't know. It's like with fish. It's like 60% of the tuna is not real
Well, in
tuna.
America, in Dubai, where the hell they get where they get the
think-
fish from in Dubai?
I think no chef would disagree
that horse is delicious.
I love it. I went to IKEA. The other day, and after that whole thing, and
The
everything was
restaurant at IKEA. You had horse in IKEA?
They do.
They have horse in IKEA?
How
They
dare
do.
you?
Oh,
Not here.
sorry, man. I'm sorry.
We'll take one more call. Joe in Jersey, go ahead.
Apologize.
Go ahead,
You
Joe.
must respect my
Thanks for the
authority.
question.
You're our last caller of the day. Go ahead, Joe.
Yeah, I have a question for the young lady there. Are you opening a restaurant in Parsippany in early spring?
In where?
Parsippany.
Parsippany,
No.
New Jersey.
No.
It's beautiful. It's exit 132.
Really? Should I check it out?
Don't go there. You'll get like ticks or something.
No, come on.
Yeah,
Jersey's rock and roll, man.
The call
No,
girls are
we're in
cheap, man.
Manhattan.
Okay, all right. I just sort of signed for a new restaurant, and I thought from your conversation it might have been you, but I'll catch you in Manhattan then.
Yeah, please do. We'll be here.
You got a stalker, yo. I think he's stalking you, yo.
You smell like lilacs.
Parsippany.
I'm wearing David Burke bacon.
Wow. That was
well
awesome.
done.
That's just a start.
Spray my mouth.
Stop.
The people who are opening restaurants, what's their biggest mistake when they try to open a restaurant, though?
Having chairs with cloth on them.
Under
Sorry.
budget. Yeah. Cloth, yeah, cloth.
No, we have chairs that we have cloth, like they're nicely upholstered chairs, and I have nightmares about chairs.
So I mean, decor-wise, there's a gazillion things that can go wrong. I think the biggest mistake is not having the right people in the right place, or not having. When you have a few places you can cultivate like a team and go do something a little easier, there's always going to be mistakes. It's like creating an album or something like that. There's so many moving parts in a restaurant. Like we mentioned earlier, opening one is probably the hardest thing you can do. To open 2 a year and to try and continue to do it, it doesn't get easier. It doesn't get easier. Your mind just takes a little breather. It's like, okay, I'm not going to stress out about the coffee cup as much as I did.
Even when you do reputable, like the B spots, we've done 7. And it gets easier, but it's still...
It's easier because you're trusting people.
Right, but it's still... We opened 4 last year, and that was a lot. It put a huge strain on our company with 1,000 employees to fall back on.
Wow.
So it's still brutal.
So guys, I think it would
the name
be fair.
is very important too.
I think it would be fair for everyone listening that wants to open a restaurant, because that's why they're listening, most people, is say, I opened a small restaurant in New Jersey, right? So it cost me $80,000.
And don't
to get it set up, right? But it cost me $160,000 to get it up and running.
Yeah.
And I think that's a real number.
That's crazy.
It's your investment times 2. And then go open a restaurant. But every time you get somebody who's like, oh my God, I watched a movie with Christian Slater and he was a chef and I got $45,000. Go fuck yourself.
Well,
work at
open it even 80,000. Listen, you can't open a restaurant for less than several, $2-3 million.
No, I'm talking about 750 square feet.
Yeah, 2,500 just to put it in perspective. A 2,500 square foot burger joint
Give me the numbers.
It cost us about 1.2 to open every one.
Damn.
For a burger joint.
That's like disco.
Plus the resources.
That's like shiny disco.
Oh yeah, not counting all that other stuff. But 1.2 every one.
How much was for the statue in front with you in it?
The Rocky statue.
It was given by charity.
Is the first year a loss in any restaurant?
No.
The first 6 years are a loss.
No, are you kidding me? It just depends. You can't worry about. All right, you put the money in to spend it. The first year's a loss if you think you're going to pay back 1.2. Yeah. And Lola cost us $5 million to build. So it all becomes relative, and you have to make a realistic chart of when debt service is going to get paid back and when all that thing is going to happen.
You got PR, you got reviews, you got economy, you got weather.
You have hurricanes.
So you can't. I'm like a weatherman now that I have an outdoor garden.
Yeah.
I know how many days it was over 90 last summer.
When I watch the news and those guys say, "Don't go out of your house, it's really snowing," I'm like, I'm going to find that guy, and he's in deep shit because I'm outside and there's no snow, and this guy's telling America to stay in their house.
You got to understand, it takes over $5 million to open a 300-seat restaurant. That's crazy.
Well, unfortunately, we're running out of time, so I'm going to get the plugs in. I'm going to get the plugs in real quick.
That's
we
some
have
bullshit.
Michael Simon. His Twitter is at Chef Simon, SYMON. And you could go to his website, lolabistro.com, and also ABC/The Shoe.
I'm not nearly as angry on my Twitter site.
And we have Chef David Burke. His Twitter is at Chef David Burke. And his website for all information is davidburke.com. And we have Sarah. Sharma, I'm sorry.
It's only been 2 hours.
I know.
It's not like we haven't been here since fucking 4 o'clock. What the fuck, dude?
OneLuckyDuck.com. You get to Sarma's restaurant at Pure Food and Wine.
I got to go eat fennel now because you were such a dick.
54 Irving Place. And you can buy her book in Amazon, Living Raw Food, right now. And also Randy
My wife
Gerber.
hates fennel.
And my Twitter. I have a good vegan rant going on right now at Sarma.
At Sarma. And Randy Gerber, who called in, it's at Casa Amigos. And thank you to
Randy Gerber living the dream. Oh my God,
thank you to
Meredith
Who Kid.
Crawford.
Thank you to Sam, who works 7 days a week. Thank you for coming in. And thank you to Troy Kwan.
Moisture.
And thank you to Opie for letting me do the hour and bumping Eric. And And David, Eastside Dave show's next.
The Davey
and-
Mac Sports Program.
Yeah. And we're done. Slabo! That's it. Bye.
Good night.
They should have never gave you
The food court is closed.
What I do know is there was a party in here on Saturday. I don't know if you guys tuned in. When's Roland's show going up on demand?
I'm guessing today.
Well, I would hope today because it was a party. Roland came in here Saturday at 5 p.m., 2 days ago, and he tore the house down. He walked in. He had I don't know if you saw it on my Instagram. I posted a picture at Not Sam. There were 20 people in this tiny little studio. You always hear Opie and Anthony talk about how cramped up the studio is. Roland packed 20 people in here. He had a table full of food and booze for whoever wanted to have some. He had 5 chefs in here, all just shooting the shit. And Roland just conducting the food court. He was the guy. He was the Mac. It was the return of the Mac is what happened.
Well, that's an old one.
That's right. Opie showed up. I was here. Troy was here. Opie showed up. And Opie didn't even get to go on the air. Who Kid? DJ Who Kid from After Opie and Anthony Live. He showed up. And he was on the air. What is this, Return of the Mac?
Yeah.
Now you're just getting excited with 90s hip-hop.
Why not?
It's bringing you back to college radio days?
Golden era.
No. And I mean, everybody loved the show. Let's go to JT in New York. JT.
Sammy, sweetheart, what's up, brother?
How you doing?
First off, Roland, a sleeper cell, fucking knocked it out of the park.
Killed it.
I sat in my car after I parked, just listening to him. Well, not really. Listening to fucking say one word every 4 hours, but still.
But this is where Roland was so smart. He filled up the room with these entertaining personalities that have been chefs for years, and they're all famous chefs, and they're all out of their mind crazy.
Unbelievable.
And Roland piped up every, 12 minutes. Roland would pipe in with one sentence, and then let the room go. And it was great. It was great.
He would pitch them underhanded, and they would just consistently knock it out of the park.
That's
It was
right.
Really impressive.
Well,
And then,
yeah.
just afterwards,
Mhm.
can we talk serious for a second?
Let's
Just for a
talk.
moment.
Let's talk.
What is there a pool going on in regards to when Dave's going to be found dead in his own vomit?
Why do you say that?
Because I don't know if it's a gag, but he seems like he's fucking way off center and he's hurtling out of control.
Well, yeah, he's a maniac. Dave came in here, and the Dave that you heard on Saturday, thank you, JT, was stone cold sober. I mean, that's just Dave every day of his life. Dave followed up Roland's food court because what happened was Opie was here, and he was off mic. He didn't come into the studio, and goes, he tells Troy, who's in the other room, Troy, this has got to go on for another hour. I mean, this is great. And we had spoken to E-Rock, and he hadn't committed to doing a show as of Friday afternoon. And he wasn't there yet. He wasn't in the building yet when we saw him. So he hadn't committed to doing this thing. So we had nothing. We hadn't promoted anything. We hadn't scheduled anything. So we were like, okay. And I slipped Roland a note saying, dude, he probably had 3 minutes left in the show. I was like, you can go another hour if you want. And Roland goes, yes, I do want. And we took a break and we did another hour. Unfortunately, immediately as we're announcing that Roland's food court is going that extra hour, Eric comes walking up the hall unaware that he's just been bumped.
No, we heard.
Because he was going to do a surprise show. And he brought his friend Giddles, and he brought Pat Duffy, former intern Pat Duffy, MVP, Hall of Famer, first candidate, crazy man, insaniac, Pat Duffy.
Mm-hmm.
What was the show going to be?
There was a bunch of different stuff we were going to talk about.
You're not going to tell me?
Oh no, I may save some of it for the next time if I do it.
Are you going to do it?
I think next time I'll do it.
You see what happened. How did it feel, Eric? Doesn't Pat Duffy live in Pennsylvania?
Close to it.
How did he get here?
He came over to my place and then I brought him in.
Oh, so how far of a drive is that for him?
Wasn't that far for him to get to my place.
Still, an inconvenience nonetheless. How did it feel to show up here and find out that you'd been bumped for a second hour of the food court?
Honestly, it was fine because I had not committed to anything. I said I didn't want to do it. Then around 3 p.m. on Saturday, I was like, you know what? Rather than playing a rerun of something, yeah, I'll go in and do it.
But it couldn't have felt good with your friends there with you.
Well, they didn't care. They were just happy to be up here.
You bring Pat Duffy cared. Okay, this is a guy who's wanted to get over for so long.
Yeah.
And like every time he thinks he's got a shot, somebody just comes and swipes it away from him. You dangle it right in front of him, and he's like, I'm not going to reach for it. I'm not going to be a sucker. I'm not going to reach for it. No, seriously, dude, just reach for it. You can have it. Okay, I'm reaching for it, and then they pull it away. Pull it away. You can't have it, buddy. You sucker. Why would you reach for it? Why would you do that? He wasn't feeling good. Giddles, your friend who we don't really know,
Yeah.
was probably sitting there being like, first of all, why is my name Giddles? And second of all, I thought Eric had some pull around here, and now he's getting bumped for a food show?
Oh, Giddles didn't care.
He didn't care.
He was watching the whole circus of Roland show. He was just amazed by it.
Who Kid was here. He witnessed Eric get the bump-a-rooney. Have you ever gotten bumped off a live gig, Who Kid?
Hell no. Eric, man, where's he at?
He's in there. It's humiliating, isn't it?
I mean, Eric was cool with it, man.
But do you think he really was, or was he a little like, oh, God?
He didn't get called to get bumped. He got bumped on some organic shit. He didn't get bumped because he's whack. He got bumped because it was like,
yeah, but isn't that worse? Like, wouldn't you rather get a phone call that says you're bumped instead of
he was already up here.
It doesn't matter. I wasn't committing to. I didn't commit to doing the show at that point anyway.
But instead of showing up and being like, I'm here to do my show, and then everybody's like, no, you're not.
They gave you the fart sound like, whack.
I would think it had to be humiliating. Did Pat Duffy say anything to you?
He wasn't humiliated. He was
no.
happy.
If I was,
he didn't want to do it anyway, did he?
If I had committed to it and there was promos and everything running, and then they did it, then yeah, I would have been pissed.
Yeah,
that would have been great.
I never said yes to it. So
why don't you do it this weekend? Why don't you take the 2 hours yourself?
I can't this weekend. I'm not around.
Where are you going to be?
I'm going to be helping out some family.
Doing what?
House stuff from Sandy.
Personal shit.
Sandy's over.
Yeah, but the damage isn't.
Yeah, it is. I look at my neighborhood. Everything's fine.
Well, yeah, you weren't on the coast.
Oh.
Yeah, I can't believe you had David Roth up here. Man.
David Lee Roth was up here for 2 hours.
Van Halen?
No breaks.
Yeah, no breaks, just chilling.
Get the fuck out of here.
With David Lee Roth in some overalls for 2 hours. Did you see what he was wearing?
Is he looking normal? Or
yeah, he looks like a normal dude. He's got dark hair, slick back.
Van Halen, though?
But he's not wearing tight pants anymore. Now it's kind of baggy overalls.
Nah.
Like his pants are looser.
He's a homie now?
I don't know. Like he's a homie like
It ain't sagging, is it?
like 1992-ish. Like he looks like he might fit in okay in like a Naughty by Nature video.
Sam, check your phone. I sent you the photos. You can show Who Kid.
Get the fuck out of here. He was up here?
Yeah.
Fuck is he at?
I think he just finished recording Boneyard with Jimmy.
Because he made me like white people back in the days.
We were actually just talking to him about that black people liked Van Halen. Because he was influenced by urban music.
And their opening acts, they would purposely book to get the black crowd coming in there. Like Earth, Wind, and Fire they had on right as they were about to break. They were the opening act for Van Halen.
Earth, Wind, and Fire was the opening act?
Yeah.
He said that?
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that. But I thought, I'm a racist guy, so...
I know.
He came out with Running with the Devil, so when that song came out, I decided to be white right there.
And black people, they don't like the devil.
I love the devil.
So
you can check my Instagram last night. I had a
oh my God!
He saw my
Clinton. Yeah, I did. Clinton, Alabama.
Hey, Slam and Sammy, what's going on? I just learned that Pat Duffy is, in fact, the Charlie Brown of radio shows. Every time Lucy puts the ball up,
oh yeah,
he tries to kick it.
Eric is propping that ball up for him, and then Pat Duffy shows up, and he's like, "Just kidding, Pat. Back on your ass." Did you feel bad that you did that to Pat Duffy? That
I
you
didn't do that to him.
You got his hopes up, and then you failed.
No, he begged the next time I was going to do something if he could come up. I said, sure. And then this happened.
Right. I mean, this is a guy who interned for us forever.
I saw him.
And just, you saw the tear in his eye, right?
It was like a whole crew of crying white people.
Exactly.
He wasn't crying, though.
No. That was good.
You were fine because you're heartless.
Everybody wanted their shine. Everybody wanted to get their little shine on.
Right.
Get their props.
Isn't that a racist term?
Well,
get their shine on?
No, that means you want to get props. You want to get
but I couldn't call you...
if you called him a shine, that would be a problem.
Would you have a problem with that, Who Kid?
I'm lost. I'm white now, so what's a shine?
A shine? That's a racist term.
Is it?
Yeah, you didn't know about this?
What does that mean?
Oh, Who Kid, if you only knew, you're obviously not white. White people have so many terms for black people that you don't even know.
Shine, what does that mean?
It's like just like a black person.
For real?
Yeah. It
like a shoe shiner? Like
I guess. I don't know where it comes from. Do you know where it comes from, Eric? You're racist.
We learned it from Anthony, so I don't know.
Yeah.
That's probably the only thing I hate that black people do is shine shoes.
You wish they wouldn't.
I hate that shit.
You're walking through Grand Central like...
I had to be white when I saw that. I was like, I'm going to be white forever. Running with the devil.
Speaking of whiteness, I was following you on Instagram like you were saying.
I told you, every daylight saving times you have to have a threesome.
I didn't know that.
I do it I don't do it twice, but I do it at least once a year. And I have these two girls that we always meet daylight saving times. We have crazy sex in front of my wife.
The Who Kid took a point of view shot of these two Asian girls in his bedroom.
One approved the threesome, as usual.
One of them approved it.
Yeah, I mean, you have to have one approve it. One is ready to fuck.
Uh-huh.
But the other one was like, yo, if she don't fuck, then it ain't threesome. And when she put her finger up, I was like, ugh.
Right. So you had the threesome going on.
I did it for E-Rock.
You were taking pictures in memory of E-Rock's show that we lost.
Like,
in memory of E-Rock's stillborn show. Your show truly was an abortion of a show this weekend, E-Rock.
No, because it didn't go on the air to be an abortion.
Right, we killed it before it was born. It was an abortion. You know what I'm saying?
That's not true.
Well, yes, it is.
No, it was not scheduled to happen.
Yeah, but then it was, I know, but, you know, it was like a surprise baby, and then you're like, fuck, let's get that taken care of before it comes out.
But you know what's crazy? Roland, I mean, I heard on the grapevine that Jay-Z's people that own Ace of Spades heard the show.
What's Ace of Spades?
It's Jay-Z's.
He owns the card now?
No.
The Ace of Spades. He owns everything.
Some nigga shit. He owns like some champagne, like it's like some expensive bubbly. You know what I'm saying? But
so he jacks up the price because he's actually trying to keep black people away from his drinks now.
So he's Obama's man.
Yeah.
He can do that shit, man.
Yeah,
You know, he's a nigga. But other than that, I hear that Jay might come up here because of that cooking show.
What?
Yeah.
To do the cooking
In the
show?
grapevine. I got a text because, you know, I was very ignorant and ratchet when I came on.
Right. And ratchet is...
I know those people over there. And
You do?
Jay-Z was kind of happy with the show, and Jay might come up here for that.
Oh, my God. If you could get Jay-Z up here, I'd be the
Illuminati?
happiest boy there is. I love Jay-Z.
What?
Yeah. You got to love Jay. If he's a
gold, you got to get real gold and chip it and put it on a chicken just for him.
That's what he eats.
That's it.
Him and Donald Trump. Like only people with gold banisters on their stairs. Why have the gold banisters? All you're going to do is get fingerprints all over.
I don't know. Mike Tyson started that shit.
Having gold banisters?
Gold all over because, 50 bought the mansion. It was gold everywhere.
Yeah, but Mike Tyson had to sell it, though, because he lost all his cash, right?
Yeah, that's what. It was gold everywhere.
Yeah.
Motherfucker.
He's like Trinidad James. All gold, everything. I remember Mike Tyson's MTV Cribs. I knew that Mike Tyson was now being just really wasteful because not only did he have gold everything, but then he had like every X-Men action figure ever made. Like he had tables and it was full of X-Men toys. And when I was like 13 and watching Mike Tyson on MTV Cribs, I was like, that's the shit, son. Yes. Yes.
You're so white right now. But other than that,
so are you, though.
Yeah, I was white too. But he OD'd, though. He bought every girlfriend a car or multiple cars. He bought their mothers a car.
Oh, Roland said if you run to the lobby, you get a David Lee Roth picture.
Yo, I'm out of here, nigga.
All right, peace.